This is BLG throwing everything and the kitchen sink at him, and he barely even dips below a chunk of his health going. He was able to just space out so well throughout the entirety of this game. But it's not just been the spacing.
Okay,
That been
I'm
really
just gonna go grab
a
a hot drink. I'll be right back.
Laning phases out too, setting themselves up for success during these team fights. They've been bullying out bot lanes that they should win, and in matchups where they are looking to sit back a little bit more, they haven't been falling behind in CS whatsoever. They've been able to get themselves a little bit of a lead even in a couple of situations. If you're able to keep it up like this, as we're expecting them to be able to do versus Weibo, as they weren't able to do in the last time around, it should be a different outcome.
And what makes, that kind of ideology so fun is that I do feel as we've now shifted over to the a new patch here on the LPL midweek, and we've seen bottom lane kind of start to grow in champions you can play down there. There are some, more aggressive lane pairings that we've seen come out. Notably, if you watched the last series you were watching yesterday as well, the Ashe Seraphine could be really oppressive. It brings Ashe into the meta. Obviously, still have the Varus floating around. It's gonna be bombastic down in the bot side for sure. But Elk is the one here that had definitely, I don't even think bested is the right word to describe the way he outplayed Gala in this series. And Bloxer, you should, I don't know if you do, but I had to roll this clip first to remind everybody how Elk lives rent-free in Gala's mind right there.
Oh, the predict right there just knows what's about to happen. And the fact that it also dooms Vampire in this situation is just the cherry on top, right? In a situation where he walks away, you maybe both get out. No, just both gonna get evaporated. The way that Elk played in this specific game was really what we were expecting out of him coming into this squad. This was the Elk that we had seen previously and was really able to be unlocked. For him, I think mispositioning is something he's been getting better and better at recently. There were a couple of times last year where he was stepping up a little bit too far. Again, with these two ADCs being able to space their way out through these team fights so well, a lot of the onus is going to be on the top laners and the junglers to actually find that backline access and try to lock these guys down.
Yeah, and they're seeing, of course, Elk as well, sporting the Ashe in that great performance against top esports. Heroes, I'd feel the top laning group has said, mostly Xiaosu, I know has been a really well performing, and it's always fun when you've got like the staple veterans of Xiaohu and JDG versus, the fresh blood that is Juja, and especially Honkyu, who, again, I do want to remind everybody at home, this is just his second year of competitive play he is coming into.
He's so raw, he's so new, and I've been really impressed with what he's been able to lay down. He's been sort of the rock that you can then move Gala and Vampire around, and him and Junja have had a really good duo going on. They've been able to move across the map quite a lot. We've seen a little bit less of those map roaming mid laners coming through. He's more just using those control mages to take over in other lanes anyway, and I really like that.
Really a big fan of it for sure. We are already set to get into draft here, thanks to the fact that NIP decided to speedrun their series against Thunder Talk, so we are getting in early and often. We did get first selection stuff already told, Bloxer, so I want to pick your brain as we get into draft here. JDG had first selection, and they chose first pick on red side. So what are we looking at here to get JDG started on the right foot forward in a series where they were embarrassed more than they have been all split long?
Well, it's all about what you have to ban away now. As soon as you get yourself that first pick, you're putting so much onus on your opponents to be banning away things like the Jace, the Nico, the Orianna that's been popping up as well, the Varus too. The fact that we're on patch 2 and the Varus got buffed, even though we'd already been seeing it pretty consistently, that's something, if you allow it to go through, a lot of teams have been first picking for themselves. Otherwise, I do think you could put a lot of focus over onto the top lane. Things like the Rumble have been popping up quite often as something you could just grab instantly and take into a team fight.
Of course, there is the birthday boy. Good to see that some fans in the crowd are ready to support the guy that has been, so his birthday is, I guess it's the same days now, right? It should be the 29th over there as well for us. So he's always got to, I would assume that more often than not, I wonder how many birthdays he's played a series on the day of his birthday. It hasn't happened every year, right? The Weibo's probably not played every year, or RNG back in the day every year, but he's probably played like 6 or 7 of his birthdays on stage.
I'm not dignifying that with a response, man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Uncut here is
Drafts
not
on
making
screen,
these jokes
Bloxer.
at me. No.
All right, let's get a game 1 draft here. Let's see what sneaks through for this first pick for JDG. No Varus, okay? So no Varus in game 1.
No, the Rumble also going to be taken off of the board. It'll be interesting to see how
wow.
much we actually
They're already
get
in
fans
draft.
going on towards this
They're, like,
bottom lane.
really
beyond
speedrunning.
the
Sorry,
Varus. The
guys.
Varus has kind of been that top tier of thing that people have been taking away. The Yanara does sometimes get taken out too, although you're a little bit less worried about that being first picked. It needs a slightly more specific composition put around it. Now, the final ban coming out of JDG will be that Orianna.
Okay, the Nico taken away as well. What do we look at as a really prime pick? I mean, there's only one jungler banned away, so I would think if you are Junja, would you like, you know, maybe? Oh yeah,
It's the Jace, yeah.
Holy moly! Good call,
Yeah.
Blockster. I forgot Jace got through. We're letting Jace through now in the new patch. Okay, I've
Oh.
cast a Jace game. That's how perma-banned he's been. All season
I know,
long.
guys. I know. I'm here
He
now.
has
I'm
been
here.
In almost every single game
Howdy.
banned away. There's only been 2 games in which it's been picked 100%
All
win
right.
rate in
Well,
those games.
Jace first
So that's
pick.
really bold right here out of
They
what
ended
they're
up letting
allowed to do.
Jace go
You've gotta have
through.
a real option.
Morning.
into it. So far,
Morning,
nobody's shown us
morning.
a good option into the Jace.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, I gotta think that
I'm here.
Weibo are thinking. I mean, they have that final ban, right? Like Nico is not super high priority ban we've seen recently.
Jibby,
so
what's
they
up?
have a plan to think Jujo would pick this Jace up. I do
Alright.
think grabbing the Jarvan
Jarvan
is a
into
pretty good
Jace.
option because now Jace is technically pretty immobile. So if you can get a Cataclysm, you can bring a powerful mid laner next to it to try and.
So
trap
this
it.
is one of the few things
And
that's okay into
go
Jace
down
in
to
theory.
the
You just
2
need
items,
engage.
3 items at like 18 minutes if he's undisturbed. But
Yeah.
I thought they may go with the Talia. It's going to be Azir for the birthday boy.
It is indeed. With the Jarvan pick specifically, I don't know how much I love that into the Jace. It's less
Honk, you could do a couple of things here.
Yeah, you
Kinda
can lock him
curious.
down, and more, you've now locked yourself into a cage with a Jace that can just one-tap you, so not super.
Obviously, he
strong
can
on that one.
go to
Sam
Leah if
gonna
he
be locked in
wants. He can
alongside.
go
With the Jace, you do just need
Rise.
some front line. You'd expect another control mage coming in for the mid.
go Aurora. He can go Akali.
With the Orianna,
Plenty of
that
options.
kind of takes the top level of that off.
Ooh, the Ziggs answer.
Potentially interesting.
Okay, so maybe feel like this is a. Oh wait, no, this is. I was gonna say, is this gonna be Gala can't play this Ziggs, but this was what we saw towards the end of last year. That Knight kind of pioneered.
Tabe
doing
is
it
cooking.
with the LPL. The Ziggs is a really big counter to Azir for a lot of people.
Tabe is
especially
cooking.
Honky will just be picking this straight up to match up mid lane v mid lane, and Zika might decide to go a bit carry oriented. I don't hate putting Ambessa next to Jarvan. It's a decent way to set up a clear public execution if you have a target without flash.
Absolutely, it does make that a little bit easier to land, and Weibo very much are indicating that they want to go for a straight-up teamfight composition. At the same time, though, both Jarvan and Ambessa are not the tankiest of champions, right? If you fall behind the curve a little bit in terms of gold, you can get shredded, and if it is going to be this Ziggs into the mid lane as we're expecting, with a Jace, and then whatever Gala is playing, you're going to have a lot of damage available to potentially just shred straight through that front line. Not a problem that JDG are going to have with the Scion.
And you also, if you're Tabe, have the flexibility that you know Gala can play the Ziggs. I do think Honkyu is going to go with it, but hey, if you see, you know, the fact that you're going to see, you know, maybe like a support pick you feel like Ziggs can play well into, or maybe an aggressive AD.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie.
out of Elk, and you wanna
As
kinda
I'm
shut
getting
down the
sick,
lane, you could
this
pretty
weekend might be
well swing
chalked.
the Ziggs over into that
I don't know if I'm
box.
gonna be able
Always
to.
have extra flexibility coming from who I would say in my mind
Sorry, I
is
forgot.
the
I'll
greatest
turn off the
profile
subs.
that we have in the LPL right now.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able
Gotta remember
to
that a lot of the
to
success
stream the
that
LCK
we've
this
found
weekend.
is
I'm really gonna have to manage how
some
ill
credit
or
needs to be given to Tabe
or not I
for
end
what
up
he was
here.
able to do with AL in 2025.
Absolutely, and it really is going to be interesting going into the second.
Thank you,
set of
Zhang. Yeah,
picks.
I actually
What
like.
we're actually looking for towards the
completely
ADC,
asleep.
because alongside this Weibo composition,
I need to open up multi-chat, actually.
Backline quite a lot. You need an ADC that can keep up with that. That also has. A
Did I
decent
get
level of
LCK
ability
co-streaming?
not
No.
just get one tapped by a Jace that can actually space out and give you that.
But I will wake up
information
to watch the
of
series
what's going
like
on. I do
live.
wonder if you could look
I'd do a
towards
live
something
view.
A little bit squishy and a little bit less mobile like the Sivir. If you do that,
Well, I'm gonna
you
be
can
honest.
slow the pace of the game down a little bit.
If
You
I'm
can't
too
find
unwell,
yourself
I'm
in
not.
the
I'm
box.
like, as much as it will be really good content, I don't want to force myself.
Pace played this game already. A Ziggs, and a Azir, and a Bessa. It's really only like Scion too, right? So the Jace is really the
I will be prioritizing my health.
JDG where they can find a lot of early power.
Jibby, thanks so much for 3 months at
How
1.
do Weibo look to try and
That's a
answer
tier
that?
1, bro. Thank you.
There's a lot of options there
Thank
up
you,
there
thank
for
you.
Elk. Misfortune with a Jarvan's always a nice combo.
Okay.
So yeah, why not? So now we've got bullet time.
Yeah,
and
good
the
takeaway from
Ambessa
Gala
set
as well.
up by this
Gala
guy.
really
A
likes this
lot
pick.
on JJ's plate, but the veteran wants to be that focal point for Weibo, and I think he has been in a lot of their success as of late.
Absolutely, he does. At the same time, right, that's very, very squishy, very, very mobile, that you're giving yourself quite a lot to do here as Elk. If you don't hit that big ulti, how much are you really going to be able to give to your team in this situation? The response out of JDG is going to be this Corki. Still need to grab themselves some sort of engage. You've got yourself the Scion, but it needs something else better.
Corki not into it, sure.
Be this Nautilus. I think this is a pretty great game for the
Times this game.
Land that depth charge on
Was?
either Elk or Xiaohu.
What's that for his?
Completely disrupts what they're looking to do.
What are you asking?
I am a huge fan of JDG's.
Like, when does the game start?
I think they have done
It starts
only a good
once
job
this
of
little phase is finished.
succinct style,
So, like,
but
30 seconds.
countering what Weibo wants to do in this game. And I don't
Well,
really know
a
if
minute
Haas
and
would
some
find a
change.
good answer for it on his own. Like the pick should be Leona or Rel, which does again play well into Weibo's comp. But Bloxer, I'm looking at the range that a Ziggs and Jace can provide for setup, and the fact that you've got Satchel Charge and Valkyrie alongside flashes for Honkyu and Gala for this Cataclysm.
I mean, it's a lot more poke on JDG's side, but there's actually engage from Weibo. So I don't know. I think it's going to be execution. I think the lanes do look a bit better for JDG though. I think it's close. I think it's close.
You need to land all of your pieces in order to make the most use out of this composition. And I agree, JDG, they've got themselves a little bit more flexibility on where they can be looking to, a lot more damage sources that can really be relied upon. They also do just have that little bit of extra tankiness coming through.
Predictions. Go spend your points. Go.
The only thing is,
you got a minute. You got a minute. Gamba's up.
You've got a lot of side laning potential.
As the gambling is up.
Towers basically don't exist.
Yep, towers won't exist with a J6 combo for sure. Push out so much damage. Junja, one of our new junglers, returning junglers, obviously the LPL. In 2026.
Is my telestrator working?
Play a coveted Jace game. You heard Bloxer say it is undefeated in the small
Yeah.
sample size it's gotten, but
We're here?
sample size
Yeah,
is
lovely.
Small because it has rarely ever been let onto the Rift in 2016. Let's see if Junja and the behind that Jace and this really good JDG draft could do the one thing they seemingly haven't been able to do all year, and that's take a game off of Weibo.
Yeah.
They can do it in this situation. It will set them up for great.
It's so weird.
BLG
BLG just beat BLG back to back. They beat BLG back to back. But they got 2-0'd by Weibo.
I always love the
Can't predict points in my region because it's haram.
Oh, a little extra. My fault, crowd.
GG.
Love the energy we're bringing. Bloxer, I love how the team leader for JDG is just like this guttural Jin dog, and then everyone screams after it. It's so perfect.
It's just so much energy, and I love how excited.
What's the bin situation?
This matchup,
I don't think anyone's rumored to replace him right now, is it? I haven't, unless I've missed the chapter. He's just been not fully back. That's it. Like, he's playing better, but yeah.
I mean, we're used to it, Bloxer, because we've been on the LPL.
Unless I'm missing a chapter.
The fact that we were talking about BLG is maybe not dropping a series, all group ascend to now anybody can maybe take that top spot. As of now, JDG, I'm pretty sure, are tied or just behind in game score to AL at the top, and of course BLG, all at 4-2. So anybody can
wait,
come out
the
those top 2 seeds coming out of group.
they added a top laner. Wait, they added a top laner to the.
Looks like we are heading out.
They added a top laner to the roster.
That's the
What?
Jace effect.
Yeah. I mean, this is what you would expect from this matchup in general. The only dampener being put on that is the last series and how much Weibo were able to do in that one. Because of that, when I'm watching JDG right here, I just want so much more proactivity than we got to see last time around. Specifically, it felt like Junja was just not a part of the game last time. Right here, on the Jace, you don't get to be active. Yes.
Oh, it's Armageddon. Junja got it. Oh, they're just... Wow. Junja is dead. Good stuff, Erha. Really snappy.
JJ may have been spotted going in, but he's the one to walk out of the enemy jungle alive.
Really snappy.
That's really unfortunate right there. We're talking about how we need Junja to be able to step up, get things going, but he just gets a little bit too aggressive. At least he's able to grab himself that buff, but it doesn't matter in the end. You're not going to keep that blue on you. And now what do you get to actually go and pick up for yourself? As you watch, JJ gets to head back into his jungle and pick up his entire top side of camps. This is a massive advantage right here for the Weibo jungler.
And as OP as Jace is, the reason why it has been so permaban is because of how easy he can clear, how unaffected he can get towards those super cheap items to pump out so much damage. So I love that from JJ, one of our veteran mainstay junglers, knowing, all right, well,
When does Ambessa start winning this matchup? Boy, I don't know, because he's getting BTFO'd right now.
This top side, good sign to see that a Scion is bullying anybody out of the lane.
This is kind of what you expect for the most part in this matchup. Zika was obviously able to play into Xiaoju quite well last time around, but in this specific matchup, you're going to get bullied around for the first little bit. No real surprises there. Just has to be careful to keep as much warding up as possible to not get ganked by JJ potentially. And it does look like it is going to be plenty of safety. A lot of vision actually has gone down into this topside river, making it very safe for Weibo.
So JJ comes away with, I believe, a 3-camp lead. He didn't lose a single one of his blue quadrant camps, and he steals away the blue buff.
Yep.
So JJ in prime position.
Yeah, it's at best, it's like Eclipse.
Yeah, it comes off the back with a tunneler. So again, it seems like a small lead, but I really want to emphasize that into this Jace jungle, being ahead in items.
Yeah, JJ could really start to snowball. And the thing is, after Raptors, like what he's going to do, right? He's going to come off Krugs into Raptors. Even though there's complete vision, he's got a pretty big window to sort of do whatever the hell he wants.
With that Scion, but being ahead in terms of gold.
What's up, Casual? Welcome, man.
To make it so you can survive in the face of what will be a lot of damage from a core.
So you can see there's a lot of vision, obviously. Actually, there's just a line of wards on his path. But because there's no camp spawning on the top side yet for a minute, he can kind of just walk around and do whatever the hell he wants. A little bit of cardio.
See the power of that misfortune in lane, the reason why she is back so
He is walking topside though.
So easy to just constantly shove these waves under. Do want to give credit to Gala. He's kept nearly even in CS, but it has given a lot more tempo to Elk to look for resets constantly. As we might have JJ looking for a gank here onto Hongq. Junja in the area as well. As he's surely looking to get back for that.
Oh my god.
Oh, the accelerated shot.
Oh, Unk. Unk.
Okay, yeah, that's the freebie. That's the freebie. Little bit of
Unk, come on, bro.
I was pretty sure that JJ had seen Junja, and so you knew that the
Bro, what are we doing?
I was just about to praise how Xiao, who has been able to play out the early stages.
Malsecre, no, not all. You just have to take care of it, bro.
Quite difficult to play.
It's not hassle.
Should be fine here. Don't expect this to be too bad.
Xena played ring gauge from Urha. They do get a decent trade, but yeah, it's a little bit of a warning sign.
And it also just probably depends on what kind of hair you have. Oh. Junja, I mean, Urha's dead. Right? Okay.
One auto, it's a Valkyrie forward for Gala to get it. Nice little response here from JDG, picking up 2 quick kills to reinstate themselves as the gold leaders.
And that's what we needed.
Well, Weibo kind of just gave him some freebies, but that's cool.
Fighting down in your bottom side jungle, but he's able to recover that quite well. Gets kills into his mid laner and his bot laner, exactly where you want some of that gold to be going. Be nice to see him grab one of these kills as well, as we keep talking about. You need to get ahead with this Jace. That's the power of this pick. Otherwise, the Jarvan will give you more in terms of team fights with all.
Guess I'm just a lazy shit. No, well, I don't know, maybe. But
is this wombo combo? Right now, we're going to see JJ as
yeah, like it depends on the kind of hair you have as well, I think.
He's got himself pretty good control around the bot side as the resets come through from Gala and Vampire.
You know, the play of JJ has been, you know, up and down.
All right, Drake will go over to Weibo.
I still hold true. This guy understands timing like the best of them in the world.
JJ is definitely having a pretty solid game.
If Junja looks for that bot play, that likely means he's cleared out his bot side. Off the kill, he has to be resetting top camp clear. It's just understanding that that's the easiest window to pick up that dragon.
And we'll see if dragon sacking can.
Look at where's Xiaohu going? Oh, he's getting plant. Okay, he's getting plant, and then Junjia.
Right now we see JDG as well pushing forwards into their opposition.
Junjia could have just turned around right here and just shock blasted him on mid. They just want the Raptors back. That feels pretty nice for Junjia.
Camps down on the bottom side as well for Junjia, so he's in a good spot. He has fully recovered from what happened earlier.
Yep, only a couple hundred gold shillings separating the junglers now by this point, and it's Hongq continuing to really round into form. Again, outside the last time they played Weibo, right? But outside that little pocket, Hongq's really found his edge like we were hoping for him with JD Gaming, and into Xiaohu is probably one of the easiest laning opponents we've got in Group Ascent. He's, well, messing with his back timers, getting a serious CS lead, and already took one of those mid lane plates, and like you pointed out, Bloxer, only only a couple more until that satchel charge becomes even juicier.
Oh yeah, this is a really good side laning composition right here out of JDG. It's going to get to the point where Xiaohu really cannot be dealt with over on in the side lanes. Anytime you've got a Scion, that's obviously going to be annoying. And then you've got this Ziggs just to melt through these towers. It really makes up for the fact that the Corki can struggle a little bit. Oh, hang on.
Oh, Vampire just ate that.
He gets, I think every single shot of that bullet time lands onto Vampire. And now it's going to be
good
the
cleanse.
Cleanse having to come out from Gala. Zerha takes over to level 6, so the Solar Flare comes out. And the first big showing from our bottom lane since Weibo winning it out. It's been the junglers making the big effect on the bot side as the accelerated shock blast flash through for Junja. He knows that Elk must fall, and he gifts Gala a second kill
die.
to keep that bottom lane pretty darn even.
Good counterpunch again.
Response over on the other side of the map will be these grubs going on over. That's going to be critical for Weibo. When you're into a composition that can side lane so well, you really do just need to take those away, otherwise it will be completely oppressive. Still, the bottom lane is going exactly as we expected. In the individual 2v2, Weibo have JDG's number. They're able to get themselves that initial kill and really push that pressure forwards, but the response out of Junja to get involved there, that's now twice that we've seen Elk and Erha step a little bit too far forwards with no vision behind them.
And those timings that Junja finds just so perfect too, to capitalize on those windows. About 1,500 gold lead going over to JDG now. With the gold in the right spots, they have 3 kills on the map, and it's 2 on the Corki.
Chat, I need to go get some tissue. I need to blow my nose.
I do want to point out that Zika has the opportunity to be a
I'm kind of hoping these guys don't fight right now. Nice little shock blast. One sec, I'll be right back.
Absolutely. If you can just keep this pressure up, it's going to pull the members of Weibo around a lot more. It makes their macro that much harder to try to play out. We've obviously got 2 minutes until the next Drake is going to spawn, so you want to be starting to set yourself up around here pretty dang soon. We're also interesting to see whether or not we get either of these top laners coming along to join up. Xiaohu does not yet have the teleport available, so it's going to have to be a long walk or potentially an ulti down to bot lane if you want to get involved.
The classic trade we see in a lot of these competitive games, right? It's JDG indexing to the immediate gold. They've got the Youmu's done on to Junja as he starts to stack those vitality items. But it's Weibo leaning into the long con game, especially if you grab that second dragon. A lot of the statistics from last year, it's obviously a different split, but teams that get the first 2 Drakes and the first 3 grubs win a lot of the time.
Absolutely, they do.
Something. Spidey sense.
Oh,
my God. He's no idea. He's
Gulp.
like, there's probably 2.
Run, bro.
Flash, JJ falls with the Cataclysm into the bullet time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just
how can play?
Beautiful masterpiece of League of Legends right there. Just how Weibo drew it up from the draft.
And this is what we were expecting to see during the big...
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I just blew my nose, and after I blew my nose, my sinuses like squeaked. Oh! Honk you off? Yeah. Well, I don't know how Azir can play here. I think first picking Azir into wait, does he have the damage? He does. First picking Azir into seeing Jace is kind of crazy, especially when you know JDG are willing to do this. Like they did it last series into BLG.
Put himself on the stage of the LPL.
Jesus. Has he even touched the tower? Xiaohu? Look, the other mid lane tower is literally full HP. And they just took mid tower 11 minutes in. Oh, hell no.
Actually able to completely take over the lane as we saw Knight be able to, but he has paid that back massively, immediately taking away that mid lane tower obviously opens up the map quite a lot, and as that next Drake has spawned right here, that will make getting these mid lane pushing and having control over the mid wave that much easier. And in even more layman's terms, he's got a better gold lead over Xiaohu than his team does over Weibo right now. There is a gap forming. Interesting to see, though, that Honkyu goes with the Ludens here. Is that just a part of the fact that they're, like you mentioned earlier, there's no real true tank on Weibo, so he can index into full burst? Yeah, I mean, at this point, who are you really worried about not being able to get through? It's also kind of just the Premier build at the moment. It gives you so much extra damage in the AoE. It's just a really nice build path to go towards. And the fact that you've got the gold for it instantly, I mean, why not? Why not? Feed the hot hand. And that has been Honkyu through this opening early game phase. But the big prize for Weibo is going to be this Infernal Drake that is on the map. But they are losing vision ground rapidly, thanks in part to the fact that Xiaohu has to make his own turret to cover mid right now.
So there's a lot easier paths to
least
get
he
those
can.
wards refreshed out, and now that one pesky blue ward back in the pit is the only thing that's making sure that Weibo.
Okay, they know it's started.
As you say that, Junja is gonna aggro the
I don't know.
Dragon
JDG are
without
so strong. If Weibo start this, I think they get run over unless there's like a crazy combo.
Let's see if he's got another one, but it's gonna be Urha that eats a dredge line into a Honku combo. Urha's already down about half HP.
Oh my god.
Knock him even further away, uses the heal, but the Dragon
Yeah.
far too low, and Weibo aren't gonna risk their game on a second Drake, and they're gonna give that one over to JDG.
And this is the other brilliant thing about this JDG composition, is that they are so good at zoning away Weibo from trying to step up. Everything that the Ziggs gives you is annoying to try walk into. The Hexplosive Minefield, the Satchel Charge to then bop Erha back even further. It's just impossible to walk up. It's going to put a lot of onus during this game on them getting as much vision as possible for Weibo in order to not have to walk into darkness, because if you're stepping into darkness, it's just not going to happen.
Shock Blast, Corky Rocket, Ziggs Bombs. Yeah, that is nightmare fuel for any
And
team.
you've also potentially just got Vampire and Xiaozu just stood there, waiting, potentially charging up that Q for Xiaozu. It's so impossible to step in to these patches of darkness. You just can't afford to allow them to form.
It's going to be a fun one. It's all about the Wombo versus the zoning in this game one between these two teams. With the edge obviously mostly being in Honkyu's hands, and he just wants to be the turret deleter in this game. He's already on the bot side, shoving waves constantly into Elk, but Misfortune is very adept at clearing those waves. Is interesting though, with I guess that's the advantage that Honku has. I didn't realize until now, Bloxer. He completed his quest early, so he could shift in the bottom lane just that easy.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he's at this point in the game. And also, you're now a Ziggs playing in a turret plate-filled world. The amount of extra gold that you can grab constantly is disgusting. We'll see how far he's able to get himself ahead as we get later on into this game. 1.5k, already that sizable gap. It really is only the bot lane right now for Weibo that have the advantage. We talked about how important it was for them to have that advantage.
Yep, they're just sieging. They're legit just walking around and sieging. Oh, Zika.
Zika gonna split the uprights, but we don't
Zika.
They had JJ in the area and Urha nearby, but that's going to really make this side lane matchup very tough for Zika now that he doesn't have the easy threat to just snap onto Honkyu. More plates likely to fall here.
Honkyu now just doesn't have to care the second that he's in a 1v1 matchup. Obviously, at the moment, when there's a couple of other people in the lane, does have to play respectfully, and looks like he will head back to base. Might be a little bit of a swap coming on through. Xiaozu also heading back. If you do just want to send the Ziggs top lane now and just constantly be pulling the members of Weibo around, trying to force yourself into a matchup alongside this Azir, where the push comes almost for free.
Can you imagine if this JDG team got grubs?
Yeah, there's a reason that Weibo put so much priority on getting towards the top lane and grabbing those.
I really like this macro from JDG here. Just sending Ziggs wherever he can get towers. Got some place bot. Oh, he's a little bit ahead of his team here. That's a really good find from JJ. Ziggs not having flash, he's going to play a lot more respectfully.
Really good sign for JDG.
Yes. This is what you wanted out of this side laning composition here for JDG. Make sure that you've got your individual laners in a strong enough spot to be able to go and push around their opponents, and they certainly have done that. Now for this Rift Herald, both of the top laners just Zhao who has teleport, so if this turns into a big brawl, JDG have the advantage. That's making Weibo play quite respectfully here.
Rift Herald a little bit angry, gonna re-drop aggro, come out of the base here as Juja will pick up the scuttle.
Oh,
my God, JJ
wow.
Flash Cataclysms immediately. Goes flash for flash. That's not only a win for JJ because he's able to get control of the pit, but now you could go after that Jace with the next Cataclysm that comes back round.
That may well dissuade JG from fully going for this, although Erha just caught out of position here, flashes over the wall, but Vampire's there to still block him.
But Arha still wants to go in. He goes Zenith Blade, Solar Flare, Stun combo.
They want your flash, bro. Yeah. I was like, bro, are you just gonna let this continue to happen? Like, just flash over the wall, man.
Pieces for JDG.
Yeah, that's now going to be 2 of those key flashes gone, not just for this potential fight around the Rift Herald, but we've got less than a minute until the next Drake is going to spawn. And like you said, the engage not being there, that extra level of survivability too, is going to be really risky. The only person that you mainly are worried about the flash on for Weibo is going to be Erha. JJ still has plenty of ability to get involved in these fights. Xiaohu taking a big chunk of poke damage right here, and in the end, nobody
so
actually
nasty,
gets
bro.
this Rift Herald.
Yep, Shelly's just chilling in the pit still. think with Xiaohu having a reset, it should allow for Junja and Vampire to walk their way back up, but there is a ward. Now finally cleared out. And again, I like the...
I think that everything pool is better in Korea right now, man.
Approach from JDG, get a little bit of poke, get the zoning in the system properly, and then you know that Weibo can't really gamble to go for these early objectives because they can flip the game off of it, as we see Honkyu again just terrorizing the birthday boy on his resets with these Inferno bombs.
God, Slayer, this is miserable to play out. This is something more teams need to respect the option of happening. Yeah, like I said, collapse gonna come.
Jungle's the only role you can have a discussion about.
Having to dash away from the
Doesn't
turrets.
have it.
Even then, the ceiling on the junglers in LCK is just higher. Oh my god.
About gonna be able to limp away, but that's gonna be top lane tower going down as well. That's now 2 full towers that have been fed into Honkyu. That engine is running.
Yeah, this guy's 2k up. He's probably going to base for a Shadow Flame unless he's randomly got Death Cap gold. Yeah.
But he'll just trade that turret for some scaling later. So the fact that JDG have done a pretty good job in this mid game, looking for
Junja is 2.5 items.
I think JJ has done just such a good job making sure that Weibo gets at least something off the back.
They can blow Zika up here.
Looks like Zika now going to be under threat. He's going to take a shot.
Yeah, that shock blast was 600 damage already.
Probably gonna have to abandon this tower.
Look at this, bro. Can they get this low enough? They can.
That's going to be all 3 of the
Can they get this to charge into second tower? I think the genuinely, like, Herald may have been overkill.
Do you feel like you can push this through on the bottom lane?
This...
They're just gonna abandon the Rift Herald.
Yeah, wow. They killed it. They almost they killed it too fast, basically.
The end of the world, you get all 3 towers.
Yo, Alex, welcome in, man. Hi.
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 Without the Rift Herald. That was crazy. And then hey, another reason.
Tarzan, JJ, Kroko, Junja, Shun. I think that's better than Ona, Canyon, Kanavi, Lucid, Cuz.
TP down, just ults back to the side lane.
Oh, you're smoking, brother.
Can't even get much of a response here gold-wise.
No, he's just gonna have to step up for a second, poke away what minions he can, and retreat backwards.
No one. Now that I'm looking at the names right next to each other,
so entirely. Everybody else around towards the bottom.
I think it's even more LZK sided.
So Baron is up and available. With that bot lane tower down, it's going to be that much easier right here for JDG to set themselves up around this Baron.
And Blocks, you already outlined what setup does for this JDG comp. It's so hard for Weibo to ever walk in anywhere on the map here. Scuttle Crab going to go down. JJ is still comfortable trying to set up some of that vision. Baron is really going to be the big prize. Weibo are in such a tough spot because they have to constantly contest that vision to make sure that, 1, the Baron doesn't get started, and 2, they can't get poked out having to walk into a very dark jungle. But the fact that their grubs with the, I would consider...
They might have been running it this year, but I still think for the time being, I would still give the benefit of doubt that they can stop running it, you know?
Specific composition where the side laning just isn't going to be a factor, especially when you fall behind a little bit early. That's why that initial kill onto Junja felt like it should have been more impactful than it was, but JDG did a really good job of rallying around their jungler, getting him back ahead, and at this point he's been able to get kills into these key carries who are now carrying through in these side lanes. Another pocket of darkness. Gala, I don't know you want to step into that.
Alright, good cleanse Valkyrie, though doesn't take too much damage, but does get a key summoner out.
Yeah.
Arha's Solar Flare, we know Leona will be up very soon, so that will be a good target to go for. Still has his flash though, Gala, so not too disturbed. As a shock blast from Junja's going to have health Arha. Dredgeline going to force out the heal as Elk goes back away, but there's going to stop onslaught. Elk's going to get hit by it right in the face. Immediately flashes, but man, Xiaosu's just going to get the kill done all on his own.
God damn. Sorry guys, I'm so sick in the end. GG.
As we do see the public execution re-engage onto the Scion, but these are not the targets that Weibo can afford to dump all the damage into, because now you've unleashed Gala and Junja just waiting for combo after combo to come back up. They'll let Zika walk away, but a winning
I don't know.
JDG
I don't see how JDG lose a fight here.
More than happy with the way that one works out. The massive barrier nearly saves Elk life. He's almost able to get away, but it's just taken out in the end by Xiaohu. And it's just such a rough situation right there where you're trying to be the aggressors, but they step a little bit too far forwards and don't respect the fact that the unstoppable onslaught is available.
Yeah, he does have to flash this.
It's up. Now
he uses it right here.
And it nearly worked.
It's so greedy.
But unfortunately, the Scion is just too tanky. And watch the entire time that this Scion is in the backline. Pumping damage into him, pumping damage into him, pumping damage into him. He doesn't care. Does not care. It does not matter if you're putting the damage into the Scion right here. That's exactly what JDG want you to do.
And looking at the rest of the Weibo comp right now, it's 2 items here, not really fully scaled up yet. Zika still needs a bit more damage for this Ambessa to be a real backline threat. The fact that Elk's the one that gets caught, I mean, he's pure damage. Collector, Bloodthirster, 2 components of an IE. You need him for this team fight style for Weibo to work out.
Yeah, you really need to just have that little bit of extra space bought here for Weibo. They're just getting collapsed in these team fights. Arha as well, going to take a massive chunk of damage off of him. And this is the other problem we were highlighting during the draft phase for Weibo. They don't have an actual true tank in this game. Yes, if you get Zika and JJ...
Yo, what's up, Bobo? Honestly, if some of the rumors that are flying around are true today, I'm not sure anymore. Depends on how things shake out with this whole bin situation. So it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Obviously, I think if you asked me at the start of the year, I would have said, well, like, surely they get at least one, right? But things are looking hard.
The fact that the poke lands first and you get half of your health chunked out of you, and then you still have to deal with the rest.
What happened with Bin? Apparently he's had a falling out with upper management. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Well, Arha is he's kind of doing a gritty on them.
And that could potentially unlock the Baron right here. You do have all of your members up and available. That's going to be jungler down.
What's going on with Bin? Well, he's allegedly left the BLG facility. BLG have called up officially their second top laner from the LDL. It's not looking good, bruv. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Weibo, they need to turn. They need to turn on this. They can't finish, I don't think. They can't really make their minds up. Zika on the Zika is trying to look for Gala, but Vampire's already marked him. He goes after Gala. The Baron is down to about 2.4k as Zika engages onto Okay,
Vampire.
they got the Nash.
Does end up getting the Baron, but is it going to cost Weibo? Xiaosu's going to re-engage with this onslaught.
Gala's not with Xiaoshu. They're just chasing down Zika.
He may end up falling here, but he's pulled so much of Jindong Gaming's attention that the rest of Weibo can walk out with Baron 3 strong.
Still, you lose those 2 kills, Baron worth a little bit less as well.
Did Bin want another jungler, but they said no? We don't know the details, guys. We don't know the details.
Full roster of JDG up and available.
We don't know the details.
To be able to push and establish some control over these waves. We'll see what Weibo's able to actually do with this Baron.
It's incredibly hard to say what's going on. Especially because we are not in China.
Hey, that means there's...
those 3. Oh, all right. There we go, Xiaohu finds
it's really hard to know.
Way out of position.
Is that the first big shuffle that we've actually seen land?
What I will say, guys, is we just need to hope that whatever the situation, BLG come out of the other end being a more stable team. Because if they don't, if you're an LPL fan, you're hoping out of this that it just smooths out and it just turns out to be a bump in the road. Because otherwise,
and to be fair, as long as we're talking about how this wasn't
it's a big problem.
They are beginning to cut that deficit that they've had to JDG for a while. A second tower is now going to fall. We have a look in the pip at what it was that Vampire did, and the answer is just not know where his opponents were. Walking into a pocket of darkness he couldn't afford to check.
Yeah, it really rubbed salt in the wound that he dredge lined onto that wall too, right? It probably wouldn't have gotten him out, but he could have at least tried to hook a wall and run back away. Nope, not when you've already used that dredge line nonetheless. JDG looking to try and break up this 4-1. They're going to go after Xiaohu, but he does a really nice little shuffle. Xiaohu is going to chase him down, force the flash.
Flash in the end.
Smash. But all this attention bot side means that Weibo's...
Yeah, like, guys, it really could be a laundry list of the reasons that he leaves. If this is true. But again, one of the official things is that they have called up their LDL top laner, so
he's going to be very scary. You're very close to having that third.
It doesn't seem untrue.
That's where his champion's really going to be strong. Elk has now completed those 3 items, well on the way to the 4th with that injection of gold that the bot laners get.
Oh my god, Elk's health bar, what the...
Nearly one-shots Elk. The bullet time's really nice to turn on to Vampire, but...
Guys, he got hit by the middle of the zigzag and he went from 80 HP to 10% HP.
Absolutely. That was terrifying right there. So close to going down. The question really for me is, does Honkyu feel empowered enough to just go for a death cap right now? In which case, he pretty much does just one-tap Elk. If not, if you feel like you need that extra level of survivability from the Zhonyas, it gives you a little bit of respite right here for Weibo. It means that you don't have to be quite so terrified of that Mega Inferno Bomb. Still pretty scared of it.
Yeah, I mean, Zanya still gives you some decent AP. Maybe that'll be enough.
Yeah,
potentially. We don't have to worry about the Rabadons immediately. Yeah, that is going to be something that Elk is going to have to think about as this game does continue. But at the very least, he doesn't have to burn his flash, so we'll have that ability to hopefully not get hit by a Mega Inferno Bomb. But I wonder if we'll get a depth charge into Inferno Bomb lineup, because that alone will get rid of not just Elk, but maybe even Xiaohu.
Yeah. I mean,
Does anyone believe in Gen G this year?
It's getting pretty scary for the majority of the Weibo members. Keep going back to it. The lack of tanks in the face of the amount of damage that JDG have to land is really scary.
I don't know, they always make me feel bad.
If Elk's able to sit far enough back that he can
They never quite do it, do they?
Time, it stops JDG from being able to fully go in. They need that bit of backline access to get on top of Elk. The best team fights they've had are with flanks.
Right, and now we have the 5th dragon of the game spawning onto the rift. JDG have TP'd in all their members.
Okay, it's 2-2 for Drake, so it's not the worst for either team to not get this Drake here. But a fight would really push one team into good stead. JJ, they're trying to burst it in the pit over the wall with Xiaohu, sorry. They get it. Is he going to press the button, Zika? Zika? No.
Again, really patient, and I like that, knowing that that dragon wasn't the game-ending soul just yet.
No, it was fair enough to just sit back right there, don't need to throw the whole game away, but that really does show what we were talking about earlier with the setup around these objectives.
Erdy, you've got it. You know exactly what's going to happen.
He should be fine, just hopping over the wall. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big ulti right here out of Xiaohu to now not have for a potential Baron play coming up. It should be just about back online, not too long of a cooldown. But no, JDG, they need to get to these objectives first to set themselves up, have all of that zoning control that you have with this composition. When they're getting towards these objectives either second or just at the same time as Weibo, that's where Weibo are actually able to stand up, get themselves that space that they need to threaten Elk's ulti, threaten the Xiaohu ulti as well, and make it so JDG think twice about engaging.
Good to see Zika on that side lane, starting to get some plates, but more importantly, starting to get some pressure. As you talked about, setup will win this game. So if he can keep harassing Xiaohu on the side lane, constantly be threatening that tier 2 turret, what is it doing for Weibo on the flip side? Look how blue the top river near Baron is turning with those wars.
It's a huge amount of vision right here for Weibo, and they need that to be able to play into this JDG composition. We need to see JDG step themselves up a little bit, find a pick potentially. That's something this composition is going to be really good at.
Like to see the patience we got out of Zika there. We saw a lot of pings coming down. JDG were looking trying to push him on the side lane with no TP. He backs up perfectly, gets another wave shoved up, and now we'll take his recall. Likely not venturing back down there. I expect him to walk right towards that Baron, hopefully with maybe a big item purchase. He's going to get a Hex Drinker. He is 3 items, though, with that Death's Dance. So this Ambessa's ready to fight. Really, everybody on this map is ready to brawl item-wise.
Oh my god, they're just flashing. Oh my god. Elk is dead. Is it just gonna work? Hongkyu's here now. So is Junjia. What? That was a strange engage. But it's just gonna work, I guess. Oh my god, Xiaohu, is he dead? He's dead finally. What? Just flashed on Vampire, and Junjia went... JJ went onto Gala, I think. But what a weird way for that fight to play out.
Does not work out for them. You do still have the jungler available, though. Flash up, smite up. Does Junjia want to go for the steal?
Alright, he sees it's about 10k before the vision gets flushed out. There's one Shock Blast, gonna throw a big pick ward in. 5k. Weibo, there's no reason to flip.
Oh, they shuffled Hongkyu.
Hongkyu right into all of but Weibo did such a good job.
Gulp.
No threat of a steal. It does end up resetting to about 11k, but with no Hongkyu, Weibo should finally be able to secure this. June just coming over. Public execute from Sika over the wall as the Baron is secured. He's into a 1 versus 3, but it's going to work out because the rest of the way comes right over the wall.
Sure.
The power of Elk eviscerates
All right.
2 more Jindog Gaming members.
It's only going to be Zika that falls, and Gala going to have to turn tail and run. That's going to be 4 of the Baron buffs as opposed to the 3 they got out of it last
Gala
time.
got the red there.
It was already
Feels good.
majorly effective. JDG on the cusp of keeping control of this game. Throw it all away on an ill-advised team fight, and they're going to lose dearly for it.
There's 1 tier 2 turret down. But I think Weibo, they're not looking to push that big here because blocks are what this Baron is really going to provide. We'll talk about in a second as you take us back through this fight.
So he's just basing on vision. That's all it is.
Timing right here. You see that the reset is coming through, which means that Weibo know, hey, we can go in. Honky
Never mind. The engage was good. I'm just like so stun locked because I'm not really in it today.
You've not got the majority of your damage. I kind of get why Gala goes forwards in this situation. You have to try for something, and you are a Corki in melee range. You will be dealing a lot of damage, but it just is not enough. Without Junjo, without Honkyu able to play in this fight, there's no way to be able to do it, and they just go a little bit too far forwards. Basing on a ward is always devastating, but this one particularly hurt.
And now with the Baron Weibo,
I also kind of think that like Honkyu's build maybe is
JDG do a good job setting the
not this, and now he's really far away from Void.
Not a big punishment. Scrying Orb does spot Xiaozu, goes after Elk, who's able to strike his way
Oh
out.
my god, the bullet time.
Is just gonna hit onto Vampire, but it might just take
Vampire is just one shot. And Honkyu's dead. Oh my god. They're actually... Oh, they're getting ran! They're getting ran!
From the general as he goes into the stasis to finish off the fight in style. No dragon needed. Weibo still have JDG's number, and they're gonna take a 1-0 series lead.
A clean ace right here, Baron buff in hand. This game is done. And Weibo, why are they so good into JDG?
This is so weird.
JJ's been playing out his
The
mind.
JDG
Elk
curse
has
is...
been on point right here with the bullet
The
time.
JDG
Every
curse is
time
back.
JDG wanna go in, they just get cut
The JDG
down.
curse is back. Do you guys remember 2023? Weibo were the only team that would give JDG trouble.
It's not Xiao Hu having to play perfect.
JDG would legit just run every team, but this would be the team, Weibo. Just organizationally, this would just be the problem org.
The public execution coming on through, and it just destroys.
Okay, I'm gonna run ads here on YouTube. On Twitch, just to top the timer back up before we get, of course, into the next draft. I'll manage out the prediction as well. Congratulations, Weibo Gambas. And I'll leave you a little bit of music. And then I need to just be right back. I'll see you guys in 2 minutes. Why does one caster sound like Freak and the other 1.5 speed? Was? Who? Who sound? Are you talking about these guys? Sorry, I know that message is a couple of minutes old. I just got back, but. What's the best LPL team you can make by picking one player from any team? Well, you would take Knight from BLG. Honestly, I'm starting to consider whether or not you would just take Xiaoshu for the love of the game, top. At this very moment in time, the answer might be yes. Jungle, you can take JJ. AD, you can take. This is a good question. I'd have to look at the rosters next to each other. Oh yeah, Tarzan actually, and then Elk. Yeah, no. Better. And then support, fucking Perukia. Go. Oh, Perukia. You take Perukia. At that point. That guy's a psycho. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom and then grab my food. And then I'm here, but obviously you can see they're gonna be a while. Hello. Aragon believes Fungyue is a good prospect. Thoughts? Yeah, I don't hate that. I think he's looked good so far. He's had some bad days. But he's had plenty of good sprinkled in. I don't think it's a bad shout. Guess who's back with electricity? My goat, bro. Did you get a chance to watch the 3 things I sent you? So I'm actually just doing that now. I'm watching the first one. Now I'm watching the second one. So who beats the LCK now? Bam, no one. Yeah, I like the not TP advantage one. Oh wait, what? That should open the same. Bus? Made 2 versions. Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, I like this TP advantage one. The trim one is good too. Yeah, good. Oh, excuse me. The second one. Yeah, the second one for sure. Am I still here? Did I crash? Can you guys hear me? I'm still here. My Google Chrome just crashed. Wow. What? Of all things, my Chrome just crashed. What? You're using Google Chrome. Yes. Very funny, guys.
Other than that, I feel like it's been overall just a few little tweaks here and there, a little bit of tinkering as they're really setting things up. From what we can see from Riot, they're saying that the patch 3 is going to be the big one to potentially change a couple of systems around.
Yeah. You know what I saw on patch 3? Ezreal buffs. Thank you. That's all I say. I always get
what
happy
we
when I
all
see Ezreal
wanted,
buffs.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people hated them. I don't really care. Listen, you can hate playing against Ezreal, but I will never entertain an argument that Ezreal is not fun to watch in pro play. Just go watch the clip of Ruler, the disgusting thing he did on that champion earlier on this year.
Oh yeah. I mean, a good Ezreal player, watching them just wreck a team is some of the peak of League of Legends. Bad Ezreal play is kind of miserable to watch, though. Every single missing shot just goes wide.
I did see the new patch notes.
Boy.
You know what the funniest part I saw? I think it was Dragdar, one of the big Ezreal aficionados, tweet out, because the buff that Ezreal is getting is he's getting AD scaling.
It's
to his E.
Loki. There's a lot of changes,
So
but I don't think there's many like
the tweet
important
was
ones.
It was like these buffs are actually going to nerf Ezreal, or not nerf, is going to knock Ezreal's win rate in solo queue down, because now people are going to E forward way too often to get themselves killed, which
I
is
saw that.
the cardinal sin of
Really
Ezreal
funny.
play.
I mean, we had Dragdar play in UKEL for Split 2 last year. I actually don't think we got to see a single game of Ezreal. I think it was 100% banned, and he still wrecked kids on everything else. That was very good fun to watch.
Well, we're definitely looking to see this guy, Gala. Fans certainly looking forward as well. If he can get put in a very fun position for this game too. Corki, I don't think there was a lot for him to do on the Corki game. He did as best he could because the comp was really reliant on the.
I'm gonna check the source to
he
upload.
was playing Corki.
Sure. Yeah, you have
Okay.
perms, right?
Now
Go
we
ahead.
have
Sure, why not?
Back to those AD carry conversations, you know, there are a lot of Gala champions still left up, but I will argue that I think AD carry is such a wide open position right now that I'm surprised people haven't looked to like maybe play Jinx as a hyperscaler. I still think she works really well this patch.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a very fun time to play AD carry, I think. There's a lot open to
Make sure
my age.
you
People have been going more towards
invite the main channel to collab
really looking to get something a little
on
bit
the
more
videos.
game focused, and especially in patch 2, I'm pretty sure the Smolder also got knocked down just a little bit, so he's not going to be anywhere near as strong as he was previously. So it's taking another one of those hyperscalers away. I have had a couple compositions that we've seen so far in this split where I thought the Jinx would fit really well. It will be interesting to see if it pops up now, or maybe if it's going to be, again, that another patch number 3, where we get enough of a shake around that we see it. I do like the fact we've got some good diversity in terms of what ADCs we're seeing. It's not just hyperscalers, and it's not just early game lane dominant focus. There is a lot of difference that we can see. You actually do get a lot of different champions at the moment.
Actually, now that we're talking about it, if I'm not mistaken, I want to refresh myself very quickly. I think EDG wasn't it? I think Leave did actually just recently play a Jinx game because it was a Viego Jinx comp, so it was like full reset comp. So that's pretty fun. I always find it also hilarious. We'll see if we get. I don't think we'll get a Viego out of either of our two junglers.
No.
Yeah, I really don't think we will, but it's hilarious, Bloxer, with the new skin. Whenever it does get picked, the observers know what they're doing. They take some very cinematic frames of Viego just walking around because we know what they're doing.
Hey, the eye candy is part of the appeal of that champion, and that's okay. That's
that
fine.
Skin is nuts, though. I mean, I don't know how much you've seen of it. It's got it. They have put the creativity.
Did you get a link to collab?
Like,
Yeah. It will show up when I go. Let me go into studio.
That's like effectively how it feels.
It's really, really pretty. It's a nice looking skin, and especially when it's being paired up with really nice gameplay as well, so you get to watch a cinematic of him just wrecking somebody looking like that.
Oh,
it has been good.
You have to DM me the link.
Looks like I would. Oh, that's cool. Somebody's wearing the CFO jersey. Okay, so you got the old Junja swag or Honky swag, I guess.
Yeah, DM me the link.
Back of it. But I would assume that we are having a little technical difficulties getting into this draft right now, so. We do have some time. We could maybe talk more about the stakes of Group Ascend. I think that's such a fun conversation, especially if this series ends up going the way, again, just momentum-wise it has, and historically, actually, I can say that too, it has been going this year between JDG and Weibo. If this is a win for Weibo, and it's a 2-0, funnily enough, they actually don't jump JD Gaming in standings. No. They'll both be 4-3, but, oh no, actually, I'm totally incorrect. They will. They will jump them. Yeah, because I was thank you for covering me, because I was like, wait, they're +3, but I forgot they'll go down to +1 if they lose 2-0. Yeah. So, yeah, if Weibo win this series, they will be 1 game score below BLG, tied for second in Group Ascend. Again, just wild to think that not even a week ago, most people were comping Weibo down there with top esports and IG.
And it was totally fair. They were playing some pretty bad League of Legends. Was not a fun time to be a Weibo fan for the first 1 and a bit weeks, we'll say, of this regular season, but they have really tied it all together. And of course, getting that top 4 in Group Ascent is really important. It gives you that bye. You don't have to worry about what is going to be a complete mess of the bottom 2 of Group Ascent, all of Group Perseverance, and the top 2 of Group Nirvana.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm gonna
in the playoffs bracket to try to get into that main.
I don't know if I'm gonna hate watch the NLC today.
You don't have to worry about what's going on down there. You don't have to prep for a Group Perseverance team or a Group.
I think I just need to rest.
As much as you're not particularly scared, I'd imagine, as a Group Ascent team of an LNG.
We'll see how long this series also goes. That'll be a big.
We've seen crazier things happen. Think Thunder Talk during Split 1 of last year.
That'll be a big thing.
4, they get a bye. They get to just chill and not worry about it.
I will forever cherish. I think I was talking to, I believe it was.
And also, you can't even be hate watched.
No, I think it was actually on.
I think maybe worst case, what I'll do is if I'm watching it,
What am I saying? Yeah, so
I'll go into the Discord and I'll screen share, and we can just have a good giggle.
I think they just recently recorded the third.
Yes, I'm legit one NLC broadcast cringe fest away from being on deathbed. I agree.
They recorded the third episode.
I'm actually not even that unwell, but.
Please head over to the podcast posting on wherever you can get it and just like suggest us names because we'd really like to name the podcast. But on that podcast, Rafa, we were talking about team fandom blocks there, and Rafa was like, I was talking about how like I feel I kind of adopted AL, but I want to cheer for BLG because I'm such a Viper fanboy. And then he goes, Slayer, weren't you the Thunder Talk guy? And I'm like, you know what? I was. That was me.
That was you. It got worse and worse throughout the split. It really did. As the splits went on, being a Thunder Talk fan got harder and harder to do. I mean, Rafa's been all over me for my LNG love, but I'm sorry, 1xN, he's just kind of the GOAT. He's just fun to watch.
You
and
know what?
He's
You direct him to me.
Oh, by the way,
he keeps flaming me for, yeah,
Thank
fan club here.
Look, he's been topping
Chris, mate,
every
the
try and look at
the
any
second one,
season
or like the one
about
that's
the
scheduled
LPL
technically
run.
for in
Fair,
3
they are
hours.
skewed because LNG have played less game than the Group Ascent
When I
team.
said 3, I actually meant 3 a.m. Like 3 a.m., not 3 p.m. Believe it or not. I know it's really weird.
That's what's got him in a little bit of
I guess 3 p.m. could technically work as well, but yeah.
Over whatever technical issues we were looking at here.
All right.
And for the time being, I believe JDG have selected first.
Here we are.
And Weibo have taken blue side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Weibo, definitely get them.
Forsen team was supposed to do scrims, and they just went radio silent because Forsen is doing Minecraft speedruns.
What do you ban outright
Oh
here?
my
We're going to see
God.
the Nico taken off the board, because the Nico is something I feel like we don't talk about too much, but everybody's been banning it recently. It's been hovering on the edges of being good, and for obvious reasons, right? That ulti, complete game changer, and it also just makes these laning phases so oppressive. The Rumble going to be banned away. Now, with the Jace off of the board, one good thing about picking the Jace, even if you don't
Nico, right?
it, is that you now don't have to worry about banning it.
Yeah, exactly.
Nico let Orianna go through,
Going to be
unless they just don't do it with Orianna.
Our two coaches where they really are willing to.
Because Nautilus is out.
Wide open, right? It's just been the Malphite. They left Jace open last game, and with the Nico ban again for Weibo, the same one they did last time. You are now Junja in the same spot you were last draft. So it's like, all right, do I want Xin Zhao? Do I want Wukong? Like, I don't really think.
I think you don't care and you go Orianna.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, this is why I should let you talk. I forgot Orianna was not banned.
The Orianna was kind of always going to be the last remaining good pick right here. Now, the question is, does Zhao, who have a particularly good counter into this one? I'd be surprised if this Casio is locked in.
Eh?
We haven't really been seeing it too much. Something more standard would be going.
Chris, did you accidentally upload?
Just want some sort of control
I think you
edge in the mid
accidentally
lane.
uploaded the video, bro.
Play a standard league with the Talia could have also been
Because it just pinged the Discord.
Going to be this Syndra, and now as we've been saying, right, junglers have been left pretty wide open throughout this game. Do you want to go towards something aggressive like the Jin
Sir?
potentially?
I would be shocked if we don't get.
It does ping the
Xin
Discord.
Zhao in this game. Pantheon is intriguing next to the Syndra. It's a lot of now ability to cut for JJ, who I think again has done such a marvelous.
That's fine,
job
leave it up.
Controlling the map to be able to,
But 3 a.m. 3 a.m. was what I was talking about.
Looking at the Orianna already, but then Junja's like, all right, I'll do the same thing.
I uploaded it, but not by accident.
Which can
Okay.
Also terrorize the side lanes.
And that's an even better combo alongside this Orianna. You can just get that
Orianna
double
Nocturne.
multi-stack off and make it almost impossible for a Squishy to step up a little bit. It's going to make the life of Xiaohu pretty tough to try to play.
I think Xiaoshu needs to blind Cassante here. Oh, okay.
Going on. We've been talking about the
Yunara's up.
today, though, and this is the sort of team fighting composition where you can certainly play it.
Well, I think Zika should do it, because if he doesn't, then I think side laning is going to be really hard.
Drawn in the sand when the team fight gets a little bit more mixed up.
Clean sweep for Weibo? I don't know, it's possible. I need to...
For Weibo, they're more about picks
Predictions.
at the moment. They don't have that overall team fighting ability. They're very much single target damage. They can either fully focus in onto that if they want with this next pick, or broaden it out and allow themselves a bit of a different style of play.
So they're going to get Zika, a comfort champion in the Renekton. To try that will bring back some of the team fight power, especially if things get a little bit more spread out than just that.
Yeah, 3 a.m. and 7 p.m. It's fine.
Wave combo with the Nocturne. And as we get in the second ban phase, I'm gonna say now
Just set,
that I think
set the one that's
Yunara,
up. It's supposed to go up at 7 for 3 a.m.
the advantage you now have with the Syndra,
Just so that the first one gets a little bit of time to breathe.
A Felios ban might be worth it, and if you don't get that ban, I think Elk playing a Felios here looks pretty nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Using tax model to win my Jamada bucks. Life is so simple. What's tax model? What's the model telling you, bro?
They may struggle a little bit from the
What are the numbers? What are the numbers telling you?
You've got some fake tanks that can be pretty annoying to deal with, but you'll see how much you're really leaning into that. Of course, later on into the game, once Zika has that teleport upgraded, as you imagine he will have, the big shield helps. The ult's obviously very annoying to deal with, and any time that JJ can just chuck the shield up, that can stop a lot of the big damage from coming on in. But if you fall behind, that doesn't really come through, and it can be very tricky to play. Honestly, it feels like both of these teams kind of need the early game to go in their favor at this point.
The numbers told me Weibo would win last game. I see.
Comfortable matchups.
What the hell does...
Zion from Fearless.
Because
We now have
this...
Asante Nar, which are the next two best.
This will probably be what...
Setting up Zika to have a
You're actually in a
very
bit of a
favorable
weird, rough
top lane
spot now.
matchup. The
Looking
only
at stuff
thing I
like
think
Caitlyn,
may come through here. I
like
wonder if Xiaoxi wants
Ezreal,
to go for a Jax,
like
which he's very
Lucian.
proficient in. That's the one thing I think is left back up. As I'm curious to see if Elk wants to go for the Aphelios.
Unless you want to go...
or
Oh
if
yeah,
he
actually the
wants to
Aphelios is up. Never mind. No,
Yeah,
it's
I feel like
Aphelios.
for
It's
JDG,
Aphelios.
you don't necessarily
He is a Jhin
want
player
to
too.
be kind of squishy. Yeah, the Jhin could also work. That's that extra level of range that can be really good. You don't have to worry so much about your front line jumping away from you because, hey, you're far away, pumping in the damage anyway. That being said,
Let's
the
see.
laning phase can be potentially a little bit
Lulu.
risky, depending on what you're paired up with.
That's so funny.
Clearly
So they
don't
don't want to
actually
give
now either.
they don't want to give Lulu to
right now. The
to
Lulu
Yunara,
is
but also
strong
it's
along
really
with
good
the
into Nocturne.
aggressive coming through from JDG. It especially is good into the Nocturne.
So it looks like they will end up going Aphelios. They're just doing it on 5.
I think that's a really genius pick. I also think Arha has been able. Most of our supports have been pretty decent on the on Lulu in particular, but I think Arha has had some good shifts on the Enchanter duty. So that might be a pretty big pick. Also signals that we might just get Elk on a Sivir, I think.
Yeah, that could
Or-
well potentially happen.
Don't see a lot of Ornn anymore.
I really like the Ornn. I'm
Okay.
very, very happy. I was thinking maybe something more like the... Oh, I was going to say Cassante, but that one was also taken off the board. So yeah, in terms of just tanks that you needed available to you, there was really nothing left. And I didn't like the idea of JDG going towards something aggressive. I think you then really do suffer from just having too many squishes.
Aphelios.
You need an actual frontliner right here. And more than that,
You know what?
the Ornn
Weirdly,
can provide you that
I'm gonna do a bit of a weird call here.
to start
I
off
think
with,
Zeri.
make it that much easier to then get a combo between the Orianna and the
I think
Nocturne.
Zeri. Yeah. I actually think if Elk is switched on, I think this is a Zeri. Yeah, money.
Overall,
Money, go back to it, bro.
gonna potentially
Go back to it, go
completely
back to it.
different direction.
No, they're not.
Ah, man.
Good.
It's gonna
You know they were talking about it because they hovered it, but
I think
that's definitely
lot
a
of
slightly
the
better Zeri angle, I
Elk
think.
could have gone for kinda got taken away,
But
unfortunately,
goes the more
with
standard in Sivir.
But this is
I'm going to run a minute of ads now, guys, just to keep the
Hope
pre-rolls off
this
during
is
the game.
interesting because I think
I'll
a
see you in
lot
60
of
seconds time.
both teams have
We will just about be getting into game.
base top sides in like in jungle mostly, but then the scaling of their mid and AD are pretty matched. Also, I want to take a quick second, Bloxer, to say on the airwaves, as one of the people that really
Sivir clears, no?
pretty
Well, in champ
scrutinized
strength, yes,
Vampire a
but I
lot
think
of the time.
contextually into enemy comp, not so much.
His bard was so sus last
But what's
year,
nice
and
is that you
Bard
can't
being
really
played
be
very against
hard
Billy
engaged on by
was-
Bard,
you
because
could've
you have
taken
spell
8
shield.
points off, and I would've guessed a support
But I think you
starting
struggle
to
into
go
the
like,
rest of the
hey,
dive,
250
like the
before I decided to
Nocturne,
go.
the Ornn ult, like...
Yeah,
I think Zeri gives you a bit more safety.
From him. And And I think that overall, this JDG composition, it works really well for me. You've got that big combo, you've got just some front-to-back team fighting if you want it like that. They are going to have to be very careful to not over-aggress and get caught out by that polymorph. The polymorph right here for Erha feels like the counter to a lot of what it is that JDG want to do.
It's so I love where support is at right now in Season 16 because we always need, I feel like we need engaged supports, tank supports to take like the center stage. But it was a little boring when no enchanters could really find their way in. Yes. Now that we have spots where you could get a Lulu in, you can look for Seraphine angles, and then we still have.
You guys know that bin left BLG? Is that true?
Support champ pool is really
Slayer.
healthy. Let's see if JDG
We're trying to figure it out, bro. Everything is pointing to yes.
Is Weibo or one win away from clean 4-0 sweeping JDG. Jayos are loud, and we love that here in the LPL. Hopefully they can help out JDG.
The streets are saying he did.
Laning phase, and we can see both junglers are going to be pathing opposite each other. So that's something to keep in mind with how much, I would say they both rely on ultimates, but Pantheon can definitely have an early look.
Yeah, Pantheon certainly can. He's also just going to clear that little bit slower than you are going to see this Nocturne sprinting on through the jungle. And like you said, level 6s are going to be really impactful. With 2 junglers with these global ultis available, that's going to be something to really think about once we hit those level 6s. Where you're trying
it's
to
the
top lane obviously looks potentially squishy and inviting. Mid lane too. You have to imagine top lane going to be
it's the LDL top laner.
Full focus for these junglers, but still in the individual 1v1 matchup can potentially be exciting.
So nuts.
Classic mid lane matchup where if we're able to get flashes out early from either of these guys, should be punished immediately. We'll have to track that as things do go on, but for the time being, Weibo with the power of Sivir push and those bouncing boomerangs, how annoying they can be, can easily cut through the wave, and actually Elk gets a really good trade in the Gala on top of that. This Weibo bottom lane has good push, and the Ornn matchup is still tough into the Renekton, so JJ has a lot of
Honky is about to get flashed on. Yeah.
Pantheon flash, immediate stun into the scatter of the week. Oh, that is artistry of League of Legends right there from JJ and Xiaohu.
Slayer, you're a wizard. You see the future and just know that it's going to be the early aggression out of JJ. And I love to see it. We see far too many junglers at the moment just sprinting on through their junglers, worrying way too much about hitting their level 6, especially on these global level 6 champions. But JJ, he recognizes a really good spot to be able to punish there onto Honkyu. And this could have wide-ranging implications as well. I'm pretty sure Honkyu used that flash during the play, so he's now vulnerable to being repeat ganked again anytime he steps away from his tower.
Got Xiaohu on the right path forward.
Is unfortunately true. I'll inform you of my opinion in 42 minutes.
Later on in games,
I see.
Didn't get the flash. I mean, he was
I thought he just about got it off at the end, but no, he just insta-died. Holy.
Yeah, insta-died. Xiaohu, you know, he's still one of the weaker laners of Group Ascend, so to get him that early kill is very helpful. But Junja is looking to return the favor here. That's the full combo out of Xiaohu. He does proc the phase rush, and that's enough to get him to speed boost away from that Nocturne Q. So Xiaohu holding his own.
Yeah. Also knows that he has got the support of JJ up on the top scuttle crab, so not going to be too worried about that. And that early little bit of gold into the back pocket of JJ is going to turn into a good item lead for him going into the next couple of minutes. Could be impactful for the next Drake coming up in a minute and a half. This skirmishing out of Weibo is going to be one of their main strengths during the early game.
See if they can pair that into a look onto Grubs or one of those first dragons, because we still talk about how scaling in the mid lane, scaling in the bottom lane. So it's on the jungler's onus to really forge a lead of their own. I don't know, the more I look at this map state, the more I just feel like it's going to be really tough for Junja to get a lot going. I guess until he gets his ultimate, right? So he will be able to pick this up.
Oh my god. Neither of they're egoing.
Maybe alleviate some of this pressure because all these
they're egoing in mid, neither of them want to leave.
Pretty decently rough for JDG.
I mean, you can see it right here. Most of the waves are just getting pushed forwards quite far. It makes it quite hard to be able to get those ganks off. As you said, once that level 6 paranoia comes on through, it's going to be that little bit easier. But again, you usually want to be in control of the early game as a Nocturne. Falling behind on this champion, you basically become a glorified light switch. Useful enough to your team. It is good when your opponents can't see, but you can be so much more than that with just that little bit of gold in the early game.
I'm gonna start using that more. I'm taking that from you, Blockster. Glorified light switch for Nocturnes. That is a great way to put it.
He is.
Yeah. It's perfectly what he turns into. Hey, listen, let's see if he gets level 6 off this romp, because this is where we can finally try to punish Elk and Arha, who have been very pushed up. Nope, doesn't grab it just yet. I believe he can get it on the next Scuttle Crab rotation.
Yes.
He is level 5 still looking here. Elk is going to cleanse the Q, which means he is susceptible to get feared. Polymorph comes down, and that'll be enough there.
Yeah, I mean, you do get just that little bit out. The heal out of Arha is going to go down, but Gala, in true ADC fashion, is just going to keep hitting his minion wave. It's in a perfect spot for him right here. He doesn't want it pushing away from him at the moment. So instead, things are just going to calm down. JJ now looking towards mid lane again.
He's got his jungler nearby.
Oh.
Flash out of both mid. Shot land. Juja here. JJ gonna cover. He can put up the unbreakable.
I think JJ is gonna die for his sins here. No? No, apparently. Okay.
We've already out. There shouldn't be a kill threat here, but it has been all about the mid lane for all.
Hola, Senor Harden. Will you be traveling to China to sub in for Bin? No.
Both of the ultimates used right at the point at which you've got that first Drake on the board. It's also going to be an Infernal Drake, always that extra little bit of incentive for teams to go and grab this one. Everybody likes dealing their bit of extra damage. So we'll see if that is going to be impactful in the next couple of minutes.
Boots Rush from Syndra just feels wrong. I do agree. Going full Lucid is kind of nuts.
Does slow things down, and Ginger has hit that level 6 when JJ hasn't. So you do have a small window right here to go and try.
Boots 2 is useful into Orianna, like laning, but
I mean, Zika is very pushed up.
Can Ginger just kill this guy by himself? I'm pretty sure he can. Oh, he just scattered. He's dead.
Use all of his cooldowns. Really smart timing there from Junja, and he's
Nice.
gonna earn the kill. Xiaohu tried to clear out the wave, but there's the first really good paranoia that JDG needed.
And not having that flash made impossible to be able to get away from that play. I didn't know that was necessarily going to be where they went.
I need some decongestion meds ASAP. I'm touching my temple and it's making my jaw hurt. I touch my temple and my jaw hurts. Aye.
So that's going to keep them as juicy targets going forward.
A lot of push though coming out of this bottom lane. Elk is up.
I am in hell.
At least a wave and a half, I think, and they can immediately parry that in with the TP from Xiaohu. And JJ.
Loki, I need Weibo to win this series so I can go and get my medicine.
Good little response again. The thing that I've been so impressed with from Weibo in this series is JDG are going to get their good looks. They're going to get some kills, but Weibo have always found somewhat of an answer on the back end of it, as the Dragon will go over JJ.
Oh, Shockwave can be big here. Thank you. And he gets no one. But they get one person. Okay. He's actually going to walk out. Wow.
And we are just making sure nobody can get away with plays without paying a price.
Yeah, there's always going to be some price to pay in this situation. And
just get it in between games. No, I have to walk to the shop.
Drake, but the collapse came on through. The reset times were just a little
Shop's like a, and the shop, like the shop that has the medicine I need is 10 minutes away.
Resets coming on through as well. Spend their gold and come back out onto the map.
So I'll be gone for 20.
Well, here's how you come out back onto the map in style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Grand Starfall, and
can they just turn that into grubs?
Effectively been punished now.
Looks like Zika's
and this is great to see.
Gonna just shove top wave too.
Junglers are looking mid lane and then looking mid lane again. They're not allowing.
Not the worst. Yeah, if this goes to 3 games, I think I'll quickly get my stealth together and just run to the shop.
We're talking about the extra kill goal gonna be helpful as well, and this is really nice to see. You don't necessarily have the strongest of split pushing compositions. The Renekton's got on the side lane, but nothing else is really gonna be pushing its way.
Because I don't think I can survive like another hour and some change.
Comes the Ornhorn though, Xiaosu.
I like
gonna sacrifice himself for the grubs. You know what? That is a selfless play.
Or you could employ Kitty for a bit. True. What if I just put Kitty stream on and then I just walk off?
Up that grub. I mean, there's no reason to not grab it. That is now going to be the grubs and that first.
I just put Kitty stream on, then I just walk off.
They are giving a couple of guilds over.
Zika, he's like, all right, you used your Ornhorn already, buddy. You don't have as much peel. Xiaosu, though, is just tanky enough, and Zika's not strong enough without a first item to make that kill happen. And I do want to praise Xiaosu for a second. He's actually up gold into a matchup that I thought was rough. Please don't tell me I cast a curse at him. Please.
This chat doesn't have snitches, by the way. Nah, probably doesn't, actually. Oh, Elk.
Oh no, Arha recalled on a ward, so Gala pulls the trigger. Arc of Ruin.
Good spell shield.
The spell shield was up. We've seen a lot of good punishes for recalling on wards this series, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean at this point for both of these teams, you need to be sweeping every single time you go for a reset. Otherwise, just walk back to base. It's costing teams dearly. At least you do get away.
Guys, I'm a JDG fan, but I kind of want Weibo to win. I need Weibo to win this game so I could go. I'm way too ill. It's getting progressively worse.
Paranoia up and available for Junja. He is nearby enough to look for this. Big ward clear coming out from Xiaohu. But okay, he's just going to torment him. No, you don't get Scuttle Crab. At least not for now.
I'm just pulling it back away. Oh, it's one of the funniest interactions to watch.
So funny.
Especially when you steal away like a blue buff or something and the jungler's like, come on. Why?
You have bad news.
30 extra seconds. Gala again stepping up.
What do you mean, bro?
In that situation as Gala,
Did the numbers tell you that JDG are winning?
Obviously, he doesn't have that transcend self, so he needs to play a little bit further back. Did obviously have his support walking on down towards him.
Yeah, and Paranoia was 10 seconds out, and now just comes up. The shockwave really well timed there from Hongq.
Wow.
There's no way for JJ to even react to it. The timing of that cast, perfect. And Junja has the third kill of the game. Our junglers with nearly every single kill through the early game.
And this is what we wanted to see out of the knockdown. We were talking earlier about how falling behind on this champion makes it feel miserable to play out the rest of the game. Well, Ginger has taken that as a challenge and is already working his way on through. I really like that. Experimental Hexplate in inventory too, so he's going to be getting these ultis as often as possible. And it's just so good to see it paired up alongside that Orianna ulti. The Shockwave Paranoia combo is a combo we saw a lot of last split, and if you can use it effectively, it just makes it impossible for somebody from Weibo to step out without the rest of their team.
Going to make itemization thoughts very intriguing as well. I wonder when Xiaohu is going to prioritize Azanias or even try to get the Seekers early, because he is prime target #1 for that combo. Elk obviously too, but the spell shield.
What's actually worse is I can't even order it in for some reason.
Polymorph Wild Growth likely to Sivir, so I want to see how Xiaohu evolves his items here. Is Arha, speaking of, is doing this classic thing we see from our support sometimes where they position for wards like they're playing a tank Nautilus when they're playing a squishy Lulu. So good to see he wasn't punished at that point for it.
Absolutely. And this game feels very flipped from what we saw previously.
Yeah, bro.
Ginger might need to be careful. He does have support.
No, but you can get like paracetamol and ibuprofen, but I need Sudafed. I need decongestion.
Going to happen. JJ is going to be able to grab this one up. And despite all of the kills, despite the difference in grabbing these objectives, the gold dead even at this point in the game.
Okay, Xiaohu's starting to learn to.
Because I don't have a headache or anything. I'm not in pain. Paracetamol won't help this. I specifically need decongestion. And I know they have it.
Despite how different this game does feel, Block, so I do agree with you, we are reaching a crossroad that is very eerily similar of Game 1. With the second Drake up for Weibo. Oh, hold on, here we go. Shockwave Paranoia, it's way too easy.
Bro, Arha couldn't even ult him because I don't think he could see. Oh, and then JJ couldn't see Gala, I don't think.
Wait, no way.
Oh my god, W glides Gala.
But he does pick up the double kill. Huge gold influx back over to the pentakill Prince.
And that's going to be turning straight back around for JDG, grabbing themselves their first Drake of the game.
Great glide.
Moving down towards the bottom side for the Drake anyway, but Weibo, they don't respect how snappy this engagement
and
is.
There are the bad news.
They that combo instantly twice. I think what's most impressive about that is the fact that they get it off before Arha has even a chance to pop the ulti.
Yep, and even through Arha's flash, the heal. Oh!
Wow.
Ooh, I'd love to see a heart rate monitor on Gala right about then. All right, let's get a look at, again, these are so clean. Hongq's timing of the shockwave has been as perfect as you can make it.
Wow, do you know what the difference was there, actually?
Especially right here.
Oh, man, I didn't get the... we're still on YouTube, right? Watch this. I'm going to put it in... So, right now, the vision range... I'm just going to... I don't care that I'm pausing it. The vision range for Lulu is like this. The shockwave dragged Sivir out of vision. So you're gonna see he turns around to try and R him, but he's out of vision. Look, he can't ult him because he gets dragged out of vision by the shockwave. That's actually so ridiculous.
And not
Oh.
necessarily in team fights where the Nocturne usually gets turn and burned. But
Shouldn't he have done it earlier? I mean,
that's a brilliant
he
fight.
probably just doesn't
Makes
react.
this game a lot easier.
It's like he fails to insta-react because you kind of want to do it as you get hit to try and see if you can knock up the Nocturne. But then also, one, he didn't react, and then two, he gets dragged out of vision.
Most of it being on Gala as he picks up that double kill, and Junja obviously 3-0-3 on this Nocturne. But as you pointed out,
It wouldn't have saved him, but I'm just saying, like, it's just a really cool little...
this Nocturne will lose a lot of its allure. So I really want to see them still looking for shock.
Low interaction. Oh man, they're just running them with
I
this.
mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
What do you do in this situation as Weibo?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, they're
this
just
combo has
running.
always been strong, but you usually don't expect that it's going to deal your entire health bar. The Ludens, though, on Hongq, just ripping through people, and that's going to be even more annoying during these big team fights if you hit yourself a big shockwave. And I love the timing on which JDG are doing this. Every time there's an objective up, they go and assassinate the champion nearby. Gala, holy.
Walk him down. Oh my lord, the transcendent form now with that Kraken Slayer completed is nothing to be scoffed at, and Gala takes it on himself to zone all of Weibo away from a Herald secured by his teammate.
This is a
Prediction
JDG
looking
who
good.
have had a
Yep.
fire lit under them by repeated losses to Weibo. They do not want to get 2-0'd once again. Having that happen to them, having that happen to their game score will be devastating when competing for those top 4 spots in Group Ascent. They have to turn it on right now, and so far, so good. We will have to keep revisiting though. Junja will fall off. The thing is, I feel like he's done a brilliant job so far of building the bridge between when he is strong and when the rest of these champions come online. For Xiaohu, for Hongq, and for Gala, 2 to 3 items is the point at which they are just so strong in this game. For Hongq and Gala, they're well on their way.
Yeah, it's so funny how we talk about the Nocturne Orianna combo as like a one-shot. Right now, oh my god, do it again. Yeah, why not? See you later, Elk.
Boom.
Oh, and even turn the turret
Turn
off.
the
So
tower off.
Wow.
Even if that didn't one-shot Elk, he didn't have anywhere to hide.
This might be the most efficient Orianna Nocturne I think I've seen in Pro.
Solo Q, you have typed FF15. You've probably already FF15.
I'm not gonna lie, this
So
might
playing
be
now,
the
so
most
gonna be
efficient
jumped underneath this tower.
Yeah, he's going to pop down.
use of this combo I think I've seen. They've literally, like, there's 17 minutes in, they've done it, what, 5 times?
Every single time Weibo tries to step up to the tower, they
Oh.
just get taken out. The drift.
Oh, Junji can't drive.
No.
GG.
I think
Driver's license will be removed from Junji. Yeah, you're still going to be able to get yourself this tower, not the end of the world. And on the cross map, Xiaohu going to be able to grab himself a couple of turret plates over on the top side, but he can't stick around for too long because you're only 30 or so seconds away from that paranoia coming back up, and you could do it all over again.
Yeah, and well, you know, back to the point of man, we are just really testing the limit of our recall spacing in this game too. But the funny thing about the one-shot potential you're touching on with the scaling, right now Junja's really a lot of the damage. Why this combo one-shots? But as you pointed out, full damage Orianna. Even Junja's damage is going to tick down, but then the Orianna's will tick back up. So the one-shot's really just always going to be there.
Absolutely, and think about the kind of compositions and the kind of team fights where a Yunara really pops off. They're messy, they're a little bit split, and you get to just buy space for the Yunara to transcend self and run straight through a team fight. That is exactly what this Nocturne Orianna combo is going to be providing, let alone the fact you've then got the Ornn and the Bard to be able to buy that space too. I really like what JDG put together for themselves, and if they keep executing it to this high of a level, there's very little that Weibo can actually do to fight back, especially because their early game jungler in the Pantheon has just not gotten anything done.
Yeah, the hope now for Weibo is that
Yeah, Junji is a whole
they
level
are
up,
gonna
man.
be able to be at
He's
least
404,
competitive enough in gold where
1.5k up.
with 5 and there isn't a clear target to just one shot.
Junji's
without
probably
doing
sat on a
it.
fair bit of gold right
They
now.
can still fight back, and they do have scaling Syndra, who's got a lot of gold. Xiao, who's the only member for Weibo that is actually up in gold right now, despite everything. And Sivir
Drake
does
is just
really
theirs. If Sivir shows on this mid wave, they might
Yunara, I
just
would say, in the
insta-turn.
game state, so they will be able to compete, but
She legit can't play. Look at her on the minimap. Look at Elk on the minimap. He's not even stepping past the Raptor camp line, bro. He just knows. I don't know. Weibo are so homeless for a long time.
Do you want to go and fully compete for this one? It's not actually going to be sole point for Weibo. Maybe sitting back and just buying a little bit of extra time is going to be that much more effective. At the same time, do you believe that that Nocturne Oriana combo is going to be as effective when you are all grouped up? You've got more opportunity for Araha to be able to stop that one dead in its tracks, potentially. You've also then got Zika around to just be tankier. Scatter the Weak as well, another potential option for pushing people away and just buying that little bit of breathing space.
Oh, hell no, bruh.
Champions,
Oh, he's Zonya's it.
That's why he bought the Arm Guard, but he's still going to end up dying here. Unleash power.
Okay,
hold.
Hold. Hold.
The Temper Fate is late. Hogq's going to go down here. JJ to the rescue. Xiaosu's the first one to TP back in, though. Call of the Horn will come back out.
Elk's here. Oh, they got a portal out. Okay. Wait. Pause. Playable.
Vampire to save it, but finally Weibo have watched the Nocturne Oriana combo not succeed.
We thought that Zonya...
The Vampire's not even that bad on the board, bro.
Just buy a bit of time, and then you get killed anyway. No, it's enough to fully buy time for Weibo to get their members up. The Seeker's doing everything you could possibly have asked for in that situation. Was around the Baron, but not really, and the point to go for it right now for Weibo. Still, the fact they're able to, at some point, stop that combo from being effective is critical. This could well be the turning point in this game.
Yeah, it's the...
Well, I've got some good news and bad news. Whilst that play felt good for Weibo, the bad news is that Xiaohu doesn't actually have Zonyas. And he went Seekers into Fiendish Codex. So...
It's kind of the same concept. They've effectively visualized what it looks like to outplay that combination, and I got to give credit over to
he's
the
dead.
Brick Tiger himself here, the birthday boy. It does kind of suck for his build path that he has to go Seekers there, and now he has to rush the Zonyas, but the value to just not be able to get one-tapped is immeasurable.
You know how much damage you do when you're dead? It's done. And he has died a lot so far in this game from that specific combo, so it is good to have that available. And also, it's just good to be able to get yourself out of a couple of different combos at JDG. It's not just that Nocturne Oriana that is going to be particularly interesting.
I think it's sub 20.
During that previous fight, the Hogq flashed out of Vampire's ulti.
If you're asking me.
Saved him, but it's a little bit of anti-synergy,
yeah.
which is quite funny.
Yeah, it was close, right? And Vampire, again, want to point out that he had a phenomenal bar game against PL.
Oh, he has enough gold to just get his Zonyas. Okay, good.
Obviously, to also win the series, but
I'm asking you, yeah, then sub 20.
Game in a big spot nonetheless. For now, though, we see JDG starting to overload onto this top side. Zika wants to protect this tier 1 turret, and boy, is he... I mean, I thought he was going to be a lot more punished for it. They're going to let him walk out and just take the turret as 4 strong.
Just looking at Polymarket odds and curious what you think compared to that.
A few members of Weibo in the area, and you've just got turned on. You don't want to.
You're such a degenerate, bro.
Weibo probably could go and taking that tower, establishing themselves.
What is it?
Control top side. They've already got bot lane tower down as well. So they're in a good spot overall. Monetarily, 3.4k ahead. As you said, a lot of that put across a few different members. Junji and Gala is where the big gold lead is.
Yeah, and I want to take a look at some of these items.
Had it 11 when I asked.
Yeah. Point out very quickly. First of all, Ornn, level 15. We have upgraded Ludens and Stridebreaker. So the gold lead is actually bigger for JDG and raw stats. But for Weibo, Xiaohu has completed the Zonyas before he can be punished for the Seekers being broken. So now it is going to be a much more sticky situation to decide when can we go for that automatic, now in quotation marks, Nocturne Oriana combo.
And the fact that Elk as well is just a few more gold away from being able to get himself onto that 3 items. That's the point at which the Sivir really begins to pop off, and you really need the Sivir to be dealing the damage. Earlier on in the draft, it looked like they were going to go for a more single target focus.
Interesting to see though, no? With people in chat saying 35% and 20% compared to market 11. Yeah, to a point. Oh, Gala got hit by the...
Okay, but I mean, it's been the tale of recalling on wards all series long.
Bro, that was really scary. Gala got hit by the actual spear from the ult.
Didn't ruin that game 1 for JDG, but it does take a lot of interesting ults off the board. As this Hextech Drake comes up, I don't think even the Hexplate Paranoia will be available.
No, I mean, that's going to be a big combo just gone.
Xiaosu going to have to dash back towards his turrets, but JDG do a good job to defend the tier 1. Inside track towards the pit, though, is going to be Weibo's. Zika holding strong, will be able to clear out the vision. The Scuttle Crab vision is very valuable, but JDG, could be a pretty tough ask to walk into this.
Why is Elk that much HP?
He's chunked down very, very low without the shockwave even having to be used.
Don't know that you can even step.
They can't play now.
But with Elk as low as he is, Fighting this one is going to be incredibly risky, and yet Weibo, once again, they're going to show restraint around a dragon and give this one up. That does give Soul point over to JDG as well. Still, they're going to be able to go take full resets and head towards the top side of the map and start setting up around this objective. The Baron now going to be the big focus for both of these teams.
I don't even think it's unlucky. I think it's for the better.
Climax of this game. It's undoubtedly going to be this next dragon in 5 minutes. Weibo have to respond to it at that point. What can they get done in the time, though? Well, right now it's going to be the Shockwave Orianna combo onto Zika. He pops the Dominus, gets the Sterak shield, but the fear autos from Junja should be enough to even get down the big bad Croc.
Yeah, and the fact that that combo still works versus Zika, even through his Sterax in that situation, is massive. That means you've not really got a...
I guess he must have got comboed by Ori. That's the only thing I can think of. But like, he didn't get ulted by Ori. He just randomly ate a combo.
In games like this, as much as the Renekton can try to be a bit of a pseudo tank, you're still not going to be strong enough in this individual 1 versus 2 situation, and you just need members on the side lanes at the moment. This is constant side lane pressure that JDG are able to push through, because anybody that goes to the side lane is constantly terrified of being jumped by Junja and Honky.
Yeah, and what is really interesting about the Renekton pick into what you're talking about is they saw Nocturne Orianna before Zika's champion select came across, and then they banned Cassante. I mean, we'll see if Zika does have the ability to be really effective in more 5v5 team fights, but like you talked about, if this is a Cassante, JDG can never look for an angle like that onto the enemy top laner.
Absolutely not. And having the Ornn on your side as well allows you to have that properly tanky member over on the sidelines. As you highlighted, right, handing out those ornaments too. You've now got the upgrade as well coming through onto the Feed Hunter Bolt, so that's going to be a huge injection onto Gala. I kind of agree. I think the big ulti at this point is the point where you're pumping the most damage right here.
Yeah, that is right into the wheelhouse of the Sunara. JDG doing a really good job blocking out all the vision onto this top river near the Baron for Weibo. And now if they play a pretty tough guessing game, walk their way up. Oh, there's the Shockwave combo with the Unbreakable.
He blocked it with E.
Oh,
nice.
He does have to flash, but now I don't think JDG can really afford to stick around or even threaten a Baron. They've lost their prize combo for now.
As of right now,
that's good.
JDG are very much one-trick ponies. They haven't shown us that they can play a different style of game, and the fact they have to back off so far is going to cost them this mid lane tower as well. You see huge build-up of the crystals means this one will just fall, and that unlocks this mid lane so much for Weibo. They're beginning to claw their way back into this game. You've got so close to 3 items completed onto Elk, so close to 3 items completed onto Xiaohu as well. Once you have that, you're going to be in a good spot to turn this game around potentially.
They're really looking to try and pounce on somebody.
Weibo's Austin in this.
Trick combo, as you pointed out, is down, but I will say that experimental hex plate, the paranoia is back and available already, and Zika, I was going to say, could be the threat. There's no shockwave for the big damage, but with the speed up,
they don't want to call Ornar in here.
Start to stack it into CC as Honky was joined the fray. Should be enough with the shockwave, and Zika should be just picked off.
You'll die eventually, jeez.
Another overextension from the Weibo top laner.
You say overextension, and it is into this composition, but it's very unique to this specific
They can't dash.
Usually stepping up
it's such a horror, bro.
It's absolutely fine for a Renekton. They really don't have any side lane pressure whatsoever, and it's making setting up around...
It's such a horror.
Harder. Even trying to establish mid lane control when you're constantly having to send an extra person bot lane is just so frustrating for them to have happen. Still, you didn't blow anything in that situation, as Zika knew that he was going to die. We'll have everything up for this critical Hextech Drake coming up in 1 minute and 30 seconds time.
Let's see if... Okay, so we have the LDR done for Elk. He has 3 items. He can front to back decently effective. Oh, there's the shot.
Oh, God.
They get the Ornn Horn knock him as well into JJ. He does have the GA completed, though. And he won't end up falling here.
Can't press any buttons, bro. He's just dead.
Give JDG enough press to go for the Baron. No, I still think if they don't have this combo, they don't feel comfortable forcing a fight in an objective.
Their position right now is this combo, but not for long. You've got those items completed onto a couple of key members for JDG. I think you can now look for more of these just straight up front to back kind of team fights. Allow Gala to unlock. He's barely had to do anything in this game. He's been the beneficiary of a couple of kills, but he hasn't had to be that guy yet. Now going to complete that shield bow, so he's got that extra level of survivability involved as well. 4 items. Going to be a terrifying look if Gala's ever needed to deal damage.
What a bounce back for this marksman matchup coming out of Gala. He is 2 levels up, and as you mentioned, a full item virtually up as well in position.
Man, Weibo are fried.
Get back onto Elk for that good Misfortune performance as the shot waves up and they do go after Elk.
Hold on. Lives.
This time.
Lives initial. Lives initial. Nah, he's dead as hell. And the Gala's frying. And the game's over.
Ripping this fight from back to front, all on his own. The TP from Zika was too late, and the Pantheon will fall next. Finally,
genuinely, I've not seen anyone use Orianna Nocturne to this like efficacy. Did he smite the spell shield? Certainly possible.
Now, as we were talking about, right, Gala is in a spot to completely take over, and take over he does. They're going to be able to pick themselves up this Hextech Soul on the way up to the Baron. And there's very little that Weibo are going to be able to do. 20, 30 seconds on some of these death timers. With the extra level that you get in top lane, the respawn timer for Zika's so long, 40 seconds on him.
This should be Hextech Soul and Baron. A nice two-piece combo on the objectives, and finally, it feels like JDG will find the last team they don't have a win over, and this team fight might have sealed it.
Absolutely. You can watch this combo coming on through, but it's
nope,
not
the Nocturne R8,
it's
the
what you're actually able to do as
ate the shockwave.
And he just comes around the side into the people coming out of stasis. Instantly.
Unless the smite, because the smite's on cooldown, so maybe it did. Was there just no particles?
Main point right here. Absolutely. You can watch this combo coming on through, but it's not the main point right here. It's what you're actually able.
Everything lining up for JDG to bring this series to 3 here. Gold lead is outstanding. They've got the Baron, and now they can really punish anyone from Weibo that goes a little bit too far away, honestly, from their base. Trying to clear out some of these waves, and what really rubs salt in the wound is just how many summoners were used for some of these carries to try and survive, mainly Elk, to try and live through that combo. Yeah. Now he is a sitting duck.
0-3 and 0 just has not been able to get involved in this game at all. Close to being able to pick himself up the eye edge next, but is that really even going to matter too much in this game?
Probably
not particularly sure at this point. Still, with these Baron empowered minions coming on in, it's still not very easy to be able to take down towers in the face of Elk. The Sivir always going to give you a ton of wave clear, which is nice.
Oh my god.
Gala steps up and auto attacks him once.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that wasn't even the Fiend Hunter bolts.
Nope.
Nope.
That's a straight up merc.
That was a straight up crit auto. All right. Oh my god. See who's looking for Gala though? It's a Trendset dash away.
Oh, the backline. The backline though.
Background Juja has executed Elk as they dive under the
Gala
turret.
wins this.
Gala, positioning wise, once again, premier in the LPL.
Well.
General thought he had an angle to knock down the big bad Gala, but instead he lives, and JDG turned into an ace, and their first win.
Cleanest use of JDG cleanest use of Orianna Nocturne I've seen in a long time.
Good from the start, and they never let it go. Nocturne, Orianna, the combo.
Cleanest usage I've seen in a long time.
Never got a foothold in this one. We get a game number 3, Slayer. Let's go.
All right.
Rough loss in game 1. They could really spiral a lot.
JDG, we're going to game 3, guys. I'm gonna lie down, okay? I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna be on my phone. Hold on. What? I can't make it to the shop. I'll sort that out. Like, I'll sort it out, but I can't go now.
But it just gives you that extra win in hand that allows you to push yourself beyond some of these other teams that have been losing 0-2. Really, really important not to get 2-0'd at the moment. And what a game that was. I mean, we can look at what Weibo drafted and say, hey, you really needed to get more out of J.
I'll be right back.
Still managed to get the counter pick for the top lane while also getting the priority Lulu, as well as getting the Orianna combo in the jungle because the Azir went over.
They like to be proactive, and even from behind, sometimes they do it a little bit too much and get themselves into trouble. As Raptor, he actually had 2 smites for that first dragon. He desperately wanted to take it early on in hopes of rolling a good Drake so that they can really snowball this game.
Oh man. It's like you can get a tattoo removed, but there are consequences.
Yeah. Oh, level 6, maybe? No, he's just going for an aggressive trade. I thought he's very close to level 6, actually. Diablo getting low. He has to flash away. Finally gets it, but just dies instead. And the calculation was just simply not there.
Doctor's barrier is back. It should be a double.
There's no way that Kellen gets anything, and the double comes through. Oh, man, that's real bad. That's when the aggression does not pay off. That is the way it goes generally, as we do have Raptors starting up the Grubs. And this Dragon is also about to spawn in 40 seconds.
Pass down there to come over and make something happen, but they're not going to be able to stop him from taking this Dragon right now. It will be double Dragon.
Duckdom stepping up right behind those very weak minions in front of Illusion with culling. Is very dangerous. That Smite also a bit dangerous, and it is Chemtech Soul. They're not trying to fight early. Outside of obviously when Diablo forced them to fight early, and they got a double kill on their Yunara, but especially after that, looking for not too much else, although the ult will come in here, as now Vikla flashless and in a really rough spot. There's really nothing that Raptor can do. He went in for the play, but the fact that Pyosik was there just makes it another kill for DNS.
Yeah, and this makes sense if you know the enemy jungler somewhere else. Meanwhile, down here,
Start this Rift Herald.
yeah, the Rift Herald is going to be their 4th objective of the game if they do secure it after this trade. So you can tell the game plan is trade aggressively, look for objective, and they're looking for it.
All right, Pyosik gonna miss the Flag and Dragon. We got a TP coming in from both sides, but Duckdom's not there yet, so at least they are able to push the team off, as that combo is not the one we want to see, and now Closer is just dead on the right side of this fight, and that's gonna be a second kill as well on a Pyosik and BNK. They're just kind of letting DNS fall on their face.
Looks like they are going to lose some plates here on the top side in exchange for their first Dragon of the game here. Individual Chemtech Dragons will feel okay for DNS because they have the Orianna. Nobody's home down here either. And so I don't really think that DNS feel too good about the solo Chemtech Dragon when they're losing everywhere else. Pyosik maybe can defend his buff. Actually doesn't have Smite, so never mind.
So he just kind of left.
A lot of errors here suddenly, and now BNK back in the driver's seat.
Yeah. And Kellen is taking the brunt of this damage. He is going to flash and then die, but here comes Vikla looking for the sweep, catches too. Duckdom, though, cutting it out pretty nicely. Does get queued by Raptor, though, and that is enough CC for Diablo to pick up that kill.
Hard to quantify who really won that exchange, but I think I'm going to go with BNK. They get the mid-turret right afterwards. And it's a kill for Duckdom. He picks up his Fiend Hunter bolts from it.
We are going to have this fight for the Chemtech Drake. It looks like Pyosik is going to spot Raptor. And at the end of the day, you know, the healing of the Nami comes in, and Pyosik is still at half health, and maybe even less. As Vikla's coming on over. Clear is a monster right now. The Polymorph comes in onto him. Look at the damage already. A massive sweep going to catch two. And down will go the Lulu. As now Duckdom trying to kite this one out. But again, it just feels like he's the only one doing anything here on the side of DNS. As Duckdom, he is not going to provide his own front line. Goes down immediately. Down goes the Scion, and BNK are really crushing him now.
Yeah, that might have been the backbreaker there in the mid lane. Gold lead moving up to 3,500. Even though Duckdom wasn't caught by the aggressive play there from Vikla, just so many of his frontliners were, and he's just not able to kite it out in his own. Pyosik out, he can deny this blast cone.
Yeah, they saw Duckdom back, and there's just realistically no way, as the anti-engage cone kind of happening there. Pyosik not able to get in the pit because of Clear. Very nicely played, actually, as Dudu kind of goes in by himself. He's just dead, and Clear is so gigantic right now. Nobody can deal with them. There's 4 people railing on the Renekton, and he's just like, yeah, whatever. I'll take down Pyosik anyway. And BNK, they get the Baron, and they're feeling themselves right now. They're going in. The Shockwave not going to do a whole lot, although Raptor is very far ahead of his team. And Duckdom has some backing now. Vikla does get the sweep and kills Peter, but immediately dies, as his Azir is it's not looking so great, but neither is this game. As Diablo gets a shield, he's going to go down.
You ever just get a Baron and toss it away?
Just
My God,
throw it
Valdez!
out the window.
All right, so I know Degon's listening. That, my friend, is a throw.
Or you don't have to do that. There is a Lucian right there. Vikla's like, oh, I meant to dash a little bit more. As, yeah, DNS, they're just kind of, kind of like floating on a floaty in the middle of the ocean, and nobody's here to save them. As, again, another Shockwave not going to hit anything, as Flash comes through from Clear on a Duckdom, but he does get away. As now,
Man, somebody clipped that whole interaction. That was wild. Attempt to both run away, and they were like crab walking to get out. But Duckdom's like, maybe Diablo do something crazy again. Let's wait and see. Ultimately, still is going to be a win here for BNK, who do end up getting the Chemtech Soul. They get that turret.
You know, whatever. But instead, we get some culture here. Diablo, he'll be fine. He's used to it. But yeah, it's taking a little bit longer. We get a lot more action. And it's been fun, as we do have a flank coming in here. Diablo going to charge in because of that. The flash on forward, but now Duckdom doesn't have his flash, and there's so many people around him. Although Raptor finally gets on top of him and takes him down. Clear also a raid boss, and it's only the Orianna to do damage. This time, though, the Shockwave is going to hit 3, as Closer does quite a lot. Vikla getting low. Dudu going in, providing that front line, and that is a double kill for Closer. It didn't have to be this hard, Wolf.
The polymorph value in this fight was unreal. Where they can threaten Baron while also hitting this turret. Vikla doesn't have TP, but he has enough time to take this turret out. Then they should be able to retreat here. Itself might cost any chance of a comeback here for DNS. Now Duckdom is going to have to do even heavier lifting.
It might.
Val, this is saying anything could happen.
Anything could happen, and I think BNK has proven that as well. Another disengaged cone, but this time calculated, as he does go in and has a way out. And Clear is on the flank. They want to get into that backline and take down Duckdom, but look at all the CC. They take down the Lulu, and Duckdom will hit the floor as well. And just like that, one flank and one play is all they need. They don't need Baron. They don't need Elder. Enough of that. They just want the action.
Diablo,
they want the
why?
kills.
Like, what? Why? He doesn't have ult, I get it, but just, like, win the game.
Chill out, bro. Like, come on.
He's got ult now.
Okay, well, Closer is going to die, and this game is over, but it didn't have to look anything like this, but it did.
All right. Clean start to the series. No accidents, no spilling of water. And a very, very good aggressive game from BNK. 8,000 gold, the lead on Nexus Explosion. Wow, DN Supers have a well-rounded one. Yes, I know there's the Talia in the room, and we're all not very happy with how that champ has been doing right now. But it has won a few of the times against the Rise.
The Grubs go to BNK, as you mentioned, and Bard is on the roam. Kellen maybe looking for some kind of setup. Pyosik is nearby.
They have
for that first blood. Yeah, I mean, the stun is going to come in, as will the long route to come through, but Pyosik is there, so no kill at least, no force of a flash for summoners.
That's... Yeah, they didn't get the dragon in exchange, even with the 2v1 in the bottom lane. I think probably just walk away. BNK's tendencies, you know, getting the better of them for a second there, I suppose, but they do make the right choice. And the dragon looks like it is going to go over here. However,
well, yeah, they're going to pressure Pyosik out. Apparently he gets rooted up, and now he's super low, and that's his W gone. Has to flash over the wall, but look at Vikla. He is in there. Once again on top of this Wukong, but instead, Pyosik will just get out. Still a nice trade for the side of BNK, as Raptor just run from top to bottom and picks up the dragon as they, okay, they're engaging on the Closer now. But it does look like maybe they'll be able to get out of there. Kellen has different ideas, though. The double stun does come through, but now he's got a flash. Diablo also really low. Here comes Closer, jumps off the wall too early. And, yeah, I don't know. No kills. Both teams kind of failed at doing that.
I really think BNK should be a little bit more willing to just take small wins than trying to go for the huge wins, as Raptor in particular.
But instead, they will go in for the fight as Raptor's dead. First blood goes over to Closer.
Yeah. Let's see if this time Dudu can hit the ult.
Maybe if they bait Clear in, which they absolutely will, as the Ignite is down, but I think Dudu is just fine. The damage is not enough for Clear. It is pretty close, but Pyosik does get in there. You know, just baited into that one. It was looking good in the 1v1 if Pyosik wasn't there. Clear, no doubt, does get the win. And that's the way it goes, is now trying to engage here. A double stasis does come through, but Peter is buying a lot of time as the knockback does go on to Vikla, but continuing to trade is BNK. Duckdom makes his way over, and Kellen still looking for it to get the root down, and the ult comes out from Raptor, and that's enough damage to start pushing forward and take down Closer. And now even Pyosik getting pretty low himself, takes the big one, but he does get away.
Here. And it is a win for BNK. Gold basically dead even as Dudu.
He's got his flash. He is able to ult on over, but Clear also has the flash and the Sun follow-up, so easy kill for Clear. He will collect that, up 25 CS, and now a kill on his laning opponent.
He had everything you really could have asked for as Ambessa. Hits the ult, has his dashes, has flash, and even has the lifeline from the Hex Drinker, and is still killed as his teammates are desperately trying to rotate up. Duckdom didn't have ult. I think even if he does, they don't get there in time, but that's the first turret going over. And Pyosik will try to grab a cross-map dragon here, as Bikla used his Realm Warp to get to the bottom side of the map. I think this time he has enough time, but it's not, you know, really a true fair cross-map, because Diablo's getting more plates, and the Herald is going over on the top side of the map. As BNK are definitely winning out the macro game here with the lane pressure they have. These small leads for the Corki and the Kennen really make such a big difference when you can make these explosive plays and then take further control around the map.
Oh, and this time it's Hextech Soul, so definitely going to be fighting big time for those, and might put DNS in a rough spot where, you know, Saver's only on 2 items, but they kind of have to fight for a couple.
Time. Bikla, nice dodge.
Yeah, and he's going to dodge that too.
Dodge.
The Ghost is very OP against these two champs that don't have the easiest, you know, point-and-click CC unless Rakan's going to ult, which he did not. So Bikla just runs it off in that case. And Diablo's going in for a trade. Who could have seen this coming? As now, bit of a trade in the jungle as well. Pyosik, not the safest Wukong we've ever seen, but we do have TP coming in. Root goes down on a Peter as well. And Clear, behind enemy lines, is just going to run in from top lane and take him down alongside a Raptor, alongside of this tier 1 turret. And now they just run straight into the bar. Oh no, DNS, this is not what you want to do. Trying to force the fight down a couple of members and just giving more over to BNK.
Starting to look like a bit of a disaster here for DNS in this second game, as BNK end up with another massive win in the fight. And I mean, we don't normally do, you know, it's a regular season game that's best of 5. It's weird to think about Palm already here in game 2, but I think everyone's got their eyes on Diablo. But for me, man, it's clear his performance in game 1 was out of control.
And the entire map is theirs. As Dudu, again, does not get to survive, not even going up against the Kennen, but doesn't really get to do much, as now they're looking for Diablo, who does look very caught. And we do have the Bard ultimate to come down with the Realm Warp, but Diablo's eating tons of damage. That's a shutdown for Pyosik, but here comes the flank as Clear is looking for it. Only really going to get Pyosik, but it's good enough. Goes over the wall, does Raptor. Gets knocked up into the air, and it looks like Closer's not very long for this world. As Duckdom also trying to run away from this. One auto gets it done, and Dudu even tries to ult in.
I have a little bit of relief from this no strip,
Dudu is having a bit of a rough one.
but
in this
Jesus
game.
Christ, it's so
Really
bad.
just not finding anything he wants.
I think it's more of the.
I'm sorry, was that Faker in the crowd,
That,
or am I
think, might be
or
the
am I just
beginning of the end
racist?
I think
of- Bit of a rough one in this
I'm
game.
just racist. Okay.
Really just
Take out Cassante. Like Ornn is like the emergency tank of top lane right now. So we get rid of that. We definitely don't have a lot of tinkiness in top lane. We're not going to ever get it with the current jungle pool. Yeah, we could be in for another pretty squishy based game.
Really could do, and this has really hurt a lot of these teams. We saw it in game number 1, not having any true tanks for JDG really hurt them, and in game number 2, nobody being able to stand up to that Nocturne Oriona combo cost Weibo dearly. Nobody could go sit in the side lanes. The side lanes have also been very
Who was the best top laner in 2021?
The best side laning champions.
From start to finish?
Jax obviously can side lane pretty well, like you said. The Gnar as well can have a dominant side
From
lane.
start to
Yorick can have a
finish,
lane.
it
Yorick has also
was.
float about. I'm never the biggest fan of the Yorick because I feel like LPL teams don't necessarily play around it as well as they could, but there's always potential to prove us wrong and to play it really well here.
I will say the one place that we should expect to, you know, pretty tanky champions.
I don't
is
know.
Support. The nature of the fact that we had a Lulu Bard matchup game 2 means that we still have Alistar, we still have
I don't
Rel
know.
floating around here on top.
I think that's a hard
So
question to
I
answer.
expect those two to be pretty heavily prioritized in the support pool.
Unless I'm missing one.
We'll have to see though. There's a lot.
You have an
of
answer? Go
room-
ahead, mate.
There's a lot of room for Weibo to work with here. I think what you said really stands out true. Do they want to try and like index into
Xiaohu or
JJ's
Nuguri?
ability to really play some early games?
Was
pretty
Nuguri still about
early
at 21?
and
I thought
try
he
and
stopped in
match maybe
22.
in that aspect, or yeah, can you always?
Sorry, I
kind
thought
of
he
lean
stopped
on
in
the
20.
fact that if we don't give away too much early, we can have some pretty serious scaling options to lean on in both Elk and Xiaohu.
Oh, I see.
We'll have to just see.
Absolutely. It does look, again, like we've got a little bit of a delay jumping on into
Ah.
champion select. Hopefully we get that one sorted as quickly as possible. There we go.
Oh,
Straight
there we
on
go.
into the lights. Let's do
Thanks
it.
for fixing it, Bloxer.
speak it into the universe. No, very much what the full identity of the composition is out of
Dude,
Wave
every
is
time that
I want them to just lean into the late game. As much as we keep saying, oh, they need to get better early games, they've proven to us recently in their matchups, especially.
I don't know if what I'm
against
doing is good, but it feels nice.
Kind of deficit they want if they have a full late game composition, and they don't have to concede too much. They've shown a lot of restraint early on.
We're already losing some big bodies that would have been left in the jungle to play tank, right? So we lose Mundo and Malphite. Nobody's playing Sejuani, nobody's playing Skarner right now, so we won't have tanks in the jungle. Karma ban is really interesting. I wonder what that signals about Weibo's bottom lane plan.
A Nico first pick.
Very interesting that they decided.
And they want Nico if JDG don't ban it.
Short range that a double poke kind of composition into would be.
I think JDG will just ban Nico and just let Weibo do something like Taliyah or Ryze.
Although that hasn't been particularly high priority in the meta recently.
It could also first pick Zin or Rumble as well, yeah.
Where it's Varus, Malphite, Nico. Both teams have done it, but we did leave Rumble up here, so Zika will immediately pounce on that. I think that is really valuable for what we talked about coming out of the top lane in this series so far, to get that in the game 3.
It's also something that he played in their last matchup and was able to play very effectively. It was in Cassante, so it'll be interesting to see if the Cassante is what you just respond with right here. The laning phase, a little bit rough, not going to be the end of the world. And this is an ADC we've been highlighting a lot. See if this one can be locked in.
Gala on Aphelios.
Flip of the script right here for JDG to grab their ADC this early, and no, they decide to go towards the jungle instead.
Gala on Aphelios. He will still do it.
That we're not seeing the Xin Zhao and Wukong matchup. That's what we were just expecting at this point in the series.
Yeah, so do we try and lock up a mid lane duo? Hongq is famous for the Anivia, but it really only works into certain team comps. I'd say it'd be near troll to pick Anivia now. But maybe they like Ahri. Does Hongq want to play Vi Ahri?
Cassante.
I'll wait. I think, like you pointed out, just take the Cassante into the Rumble now.
Yeah.
Oh, but JJ is one of our few Poppy jungle players still left around.
And you get to move that around.
Really, really good Poppy and Gorilla.
Into the bottom line for Aha as well, if you want it to go there. And it does just stop a lot of what JDG's composition already wants to do with their dashes. At the same time, though, it isn't going to be as fully engage focused down towards the bottom lane. It doesn't give you any sort of hard engage at all, really, other than that dash.
I still always like it to really just inhibit the ability for Junja to play the game he wants to play. So I like that call. You rarely get... You can get counter pick in the jungle, but if this does go into the jungle directly, this is one of those rare times this actually feels like a purebred counter pick.
Yeah. What do
Weibo want to round out their comp with here? This is all right. So we're gonna pick for wow. So picking
they are gonna do it.
Man, Junja, I'm sorry, buddy. You've been gapped in the draft. Miasma and the why am I blanking on the Poppy? I'm blanking on with the Poppy. Steadfast Presence. Steadfast Presence, Miasma. Like JG, I dare you to pick more Dash champions.
I mean, it has been played 5 times, so it's not completely unplayed so far during this split, but
JDG
just lockdown.
Yeah.
If you want to try to go anywhere with this composition, Weibo are just going to say no, and the response will be the Anivia. The Anivia can have a pretty good matchup into the Cassiopeia. One of the few champs who actually can step to a Cassiopeia a little bit. For the most part, though, you're looking to play safe, play a little bit further back, and look to just chuck that Storm down during the big team fights. For JDG, it's about picks at the moment. That's where their composition's really looking. For Weibo, all about the team fights. Still, they don't have themselves too much hard engage. You've got your Poppy Dash to try lock somebody down, but other than that, you've got some slows, and that's really the only CC you have. If this is going to be a Poppy in the jungle...
I just saw this YouTube channel and like Degree had an insane downfall in 2021 because Worlds was bad, but people do this all the time. They'll be like, oh, they had a bad World Championship, they had a bad year.
Yeah, I think we have to get those engaged supports in a game like this because especially for JDG, it's really hard to play with a Vi that's going to be limited like this. Rel obviously also can really fall for what Poppy can do. The more and more I see this Poppy, even if it is support, right? With there being no Nautilus, we don't have like a Bard to counter it, or like Leona. I think Nautilus and Leona are two that can really overcome what Poppy does. But we're looking at Rel that can get knocked out of her crash down. Like Alistar can get taken out of his headbutt pulverized with this Poppy. We'll have to see what the support pick looks like. The Renata ban does scream that it will likely just be Rel or Alistar here for JDG.
very, very likely either of those are just going to give you that extra level of engage, potentially extra level of support overall. I think that Alistair would make a lot of sense right here because it also takes the rel away potentially from Weibo, where it could look quite good in their composition. You don't necessarily want to play it into that. At the same time, though, do you feel confident in actually being able to get onto the backline right now because of all of the stop? No, you're not allowed to move right here. It would work in a usual composition, but specifically into the steadfast presence and the miasma. I don't know that you want it. Lucian would be very surprising, considering you've already got
Wow.
anti-dash.
Yeah, good call. The miasma just goes up here.
Up and up.
Up and up.
Lucian is
indeed. But
really weird here.
I would assume Lucian. Oh, no. Well, so Lucian Nami or Lucian Braum, right?
Oh my
Lucian Braum
god.
is also the
You're gonna
combo
get
you want
Caitlyn
to
on your head.
I like the idea of the two Freljordian champions for JDG being able to do a lot of space creation. Because even if you do have a lot of dash cancels, at some point Weibo are going to have to try and go into this team. But
How's the game? We're probably not going to turn this into a series, bro. I'm like hella sick, and I've not really had that much energy, and the series has been kind of whatever.
And what, Blockster?
So you don't have to stress.
Boy, I mean, in this situation,
I think initially I kind of did, but
that doesn't fit
I don't know. I think it'll be a hard video.
alongside the Caitlyn.
It'll be kind of forced.
What do you want to pair up with it in this specific spot?
I mean, so the pairings we got used
I
to
mean,
last year were
they
Caitlyn
might
Locke,
take
obviously, and then
Elite. Yeah,
Caitlyn Elise was the Elk and On special. Wow.
you can't get ill too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
unfortunately, I'm
Elk
getting ill, bro.
Elk found, let's just say, some high highs on this pick and low lows on the world stage, and now he goes over to Weibo and he's like, Urha, how's your Elise looking in this game?
What do
3?
you even play into
The reason I'm
Elise?
hesitant to call towards the Elise right here is
Like
because
happily
the extra dive
when your AD is
potential
Lucian.
does give you the cocoon as one bit of
Guess
extra
they're going
CC,
Nami
but
anyway.
still in a real
Alright.
actual CC deficit right here as Weibo.
Uh,
Whereas for JDG, they've got so much extra lockdown that they can put on through.
I'm gonna run a minute of ads and then I'm gonna
Wave. Those are going to be very annoying for a composition that has to just run at you. There's not really
Gonna do the
another
thing.
way for Weibo to engage
Do the
with
prediction.
other than sprint at you, hope you stand extra wall for the Poppy to be able to slam you into it, and then slow you to death. There's so many slows, so little actual CC.
Oh, you know
on
what?
Weibo.
You can.
The amount of damage that this composition has is incredible.
You can make it a video,
Right? Do we think Weibo
but
is gonna try and index slower
you can make it a video if you want.
game 1?
Get your bag. If you wanna make a video and get a little bit extra range, go. Go back and cut it up. I don't mind. But yeah, asterisk that my dumbass is ill, so I'm low energy or some shit.
We did, and it's into a composition out of JDG that's very, very interesting. That Lucian Nami wants to get aggressive early, but into that Elise you really can't. That doesn't allow you to get that aggressive early in the individual 2v2. So what are the junglers going to do? I'd have to imagine both of these junglers are going to be wanting to start up towards the top side of the map and work their way down to the bottom lane. It should be very explosive.
What a fun draft we got here to close out this series. Some champions rarely seen in 2026 for the LPL. The Lucianami bottom lane, the Caitlyn Elise first look of the year. But we have some staple champions from our mid laners as well. Hongq, known as such a big Anivia player. And we've seen some huge Xiaohu, Cassiopeia performances over the years. All of it to decide our series for the final time in the regular split. It's JDG and Weibo taking the Summoner's Rift.
Oh, I see.
JDG, they know
Oh,
how
I
powerful
see.
Caitlyn Elise can be level 1 to play the lane.
Oh, I see.
Hongq is already with that Flash Frost, going to get Flash out of
Okay, well,
Urha.
Hongq needs to go run back to mid lane.
That's huge.
That's studying
Hongq's gonna miss. Actually,
It really is. That's just
how
really nice
worth
to
is
be
this
able
for
to
Hongq? Can he
recognize
make
and
it to
let
mid?
push
Look
forward
JJ's
aggressively.
doing also.
You wouldn't even be able to study
Oh,
the
this is
combo
so
more
freaky.
aggressively with this combo. It's not a combo we're seeing really
Oh, this is so
before at the
freaky.
moment. Now, JJ gonna get circled right here as well, but
Wait, he's just committing. He's just committing.
Frost is stunned. Xiaohu
Smite
coming
fight.
on over.
I didn't see who got it. Yo, observers!
Level 1, we're already
Observers!
as well.
Okay, it's fine.
To be the jump on from Urha, heal out of Gala. and
Bro, Hongq must have
now
missed like a majority of the wave.
on the-
I think both the junglers are still level 1 as well.
Nobody ends up dying there either. I don't see flashes burned out of either mid jungle on top of that,
No.
so
everybody just kind of walks on away. Junja is able to grab his camp, he's able to smite that one away, so really no harm, no foul in the end. I do like the aggressive attempt right there out of Weibo, though. You know that you've got yourself a bot lane that you could potentially play around. You've also spotted where everybody is. You know, you've moved down towards the bottom side of the map for that initial play, and with the timing of the map being that much faster with the earlier minion spawn, you can't now walk to your top side, so I like the idea of Weibo. Doesn't really work out for them, though.
It really is the benefit for Junja, because one of the things we talk about with Vi is she is very
God.
susceptible to falling behind with invades. It's hard for her to ever skirmish, so the fact that you've now, in my mind, secured yourself a full first clear as Junja with no real worry that JJ is coming back because his clear is so much slower will be pretty significant.
Yeah, could well be. We're also watching mid lane where, yeah, you're expecting to just kind of get pushed in. There's not really a champion you can play into the Cassiopeia that doesn't just get pushed around during the early game. Landing those Twin Fangs is just so oppressive.
Yeah, it's already got Honkyu forced to reset on a bit of a... Oh, this is a pretty rough... He's going to have to TP back, and Xiaohu has the wave in a great spot for him as well to kind of just choke out some...
I see Junjia.
Start there for Xiaohu. It's going to be Junja.
How freaky are you feeling, bro?
I mean, look at this, right? So he skips camps because he knows that Junja has to path towards bot side next. He finishes off the Scuttle Crab, and now he's trying to find JJ in the jungle, or maybe even try to steal this blue buff. Things get contested over there as our top laners are going blow for blow. But
and this
I
is
wonder who can
explosive.
rally. Oh, wow, he's just going to come out. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in that situation, you can't really keep pushing. You know that the reset is coming right here from Xiaohu, so he's going to be back into lane, could potentially come and roam down. And as much as Erha and Elk are pushed underneath the tower,
Very lucky.
yeah, they still could potentially rotate up, and you don't want to get caught out in this situation. To be fair, part of the joy of making that little invade happen is just keeping eyes on JJ. You want to make sure you know exactly where this Poppy is as much as possible to avoid your other teammates falling to ganks.
Covering in the mid lane is Xiaohu with the Twin Fangs going for more and more aggressive trading. Gonna be backed up here as he gets the Twin Fangs down, but he's to flash away from the
Yeah, good look from Honkyu there. Makes the flash happen.
That's flash off of another immobile mage.
Bot lane. They are so dead.
That is JJ is taking a very,
But they saw him, though.
very good path to get around for a bottom lane gank, but won't look for it.
Okay.
Decides
Lovely.
against it, doesn't think he's going to be able to fully get that one off. And to be fair, Gull and Vampire were on their way back towards base. Now, he's going to have a couple people in his lane, not really too worried about this overall.
Oh, okay. Thank God he's got the egg for it, because I saw JJ looking for a flash slam into his own turret to find that kill, but egg form is going to take away from that. What really brings over from all this moving around on the map for JJ is he continues to fall further behind here. He not only is much slower on his clear, but now he's been double scuttled by Junja as well.
Which is really, really rough. Getting towards that level 6 that much faster for Junja is going to be huge for him. This Vi ulti is kind of the big thing. The season desist coming on through, it's what you use to get yourself as many ganks and as many kills as possible. And I feel like surely the Vi should be even stronger at the moment because people are in their laning phase for longer. That's where your ulti is most effective. You walk in, you press ult, you at least get a flash out of your opponent. So if you can get to that level 6 quickly, then use it during the laning phase, that should be really effective for JDG too.
Gala and Vampire, for now, doing a pretty decent job, able to keep competitive, actually up a couple creeps for the time being into what was known as the most oppressive bottom lane combo.
Yeah.
Again, I really want to call back to what Elk was able to do in some huge game 5s of big postseason matchups with Owen to find wins on this very combo. Running over lanes as we get to play my favorite game, top lane. Chicken.
What?
My God, Sika. The damage is ludicrous. He finds first blood bot side.
Okay.
Just flashes galore coming out here. Urha trades out Vampire. Elk dead though to Junja.
Xiaoshu just got mind controlled here, no?
Early, but it's the support. Arha picking up the kill.
That's just such a weird way to play that all in. Even if you want the all in, which I don't think it was an angle for it.
Early on, really not the end of the world. You get some expensive items coming up too. Xiaohu as well. Ow.
I don't think there was an angle for it either. Like,
calm and collected for 5 minutes, and everything explodes onto the map right there. Critically, Flash going to be gone from Elk as well with the upcoming dragon down on the bottom side of the map. That could be critical. Need that extra level of survivability into the face of a very aggressive composition out of JDG.
Junja, knowing he's got the cover of his...
got really bored.
Looking to brawl with JJ, who is going to you know, feast on some melons to pick up a bit of extra health. I'm watching to see if either bottom lane wants to move. Gala feels aggressive to look for a dash, but Elk finds a really good trade back. Cocoon going to go wide, though, from Arha. And, yep, it's going to be Junja with the help of Honkyu securing his third Scuttle Crab in a row, by the way. And this should take him over to level 6, if I'm not mistaken. There it is.
It will indeed.
Yeah, like, what's the thought process here?
He can just take this dragon if he wants it.
Missed
Look how
first
much
Q,
backup
hits
might
W.
end up happening up in the
He
top
just
lane.
got bored, and then not only that, he's in the equalizer the whole time, gets spaced by Zika like perfectly. I don't know, just really weird.
In that equalizer, he decides to take the
Just really
entire
weird.
tanks all.
Wow.
Oh my god, I didn't realize Elk flashed
Yeah,
with the trap.
I didn't see that bit
That's
either. We're
wild.
flicking back and forth between all of the different lanes at this point. We get to see what it was that was exciting right there. Yeah, with that level 6 and the upgrade, Smite Shinja just going to be able to grab himself that Drake and move back on out of there. And through the early game, a small gold lead opening up for Weibo, just with that kill going down top lane. But still, it feels like JDG, they've been more in control of the pace of the game and what's happening on the map.
And no reason to really panic about Zika's lead. The annoying but powerful thing about Cassante is even if he does fall early, as long as he doesn't drop a couple more times, Zika can really let this lead balloon. He's going to pick up MR very early. And
Has he been left BLG? Yeah, I did.
Out to kill him, especially on his own. But
By the way, I don't know if you went like AFK for a sec. I said if you want to make this a series, if you want to make this a video, you can. It's fine. Oh, hello.
Doesn't find that same mark he's used to.
No, he just can't find that next level. This is a matchup they played in the last
Decent trade.
go around as well, and he wasn't able to get anything really going on with Cassante. The whole team of JDG wasn't able to get anything going that time around.
Yeah,
So they really
if you want to
pace on that.
get a little bit of,
Here they're gonna be able
so if
to
you want to farm me, bro,
up
get a little bit of a
up.
paycheck going.
Grab all of them. Yeah, should be able to. Doesn't look like Junja's gonna try for anything there. Instead, we've got some pretty aggressive pings going down towards the bottom side of the map. Honkyu potentially looking for something. He will be spotted on a ward though.
Just on the top side is going to smite steal from JJ onto one. That's the win that they're looking for. The Flash Frost is going to land into the Glacial Storm. Honkyu, the early damage that he's been able to put together with his classic Anivia is really paying dividends.
Yep, has just been able to kind of move it around as well, which has been really nice so far. Of course, you do lose out onto a little bit of a turret plate for that play. Nothing too much to write home about, however. We've now got a little while until the next big objective comes up. As such, people pretty happy to just be using their spells, not worrying too much about saving it for any big specific fight. We do have both junglers on the bottom side of the map at the moment. We could get something explosive if somebody mispositions.
Xiaohu also looking to try and move into that space here, but has to contend with these mid waves. It is Xiaohu with that turret plate that does actually have a lead over Honkyu.
Fries are going in the bag.
Top lane lead is growing by the minute for Zika. So we talk about the trends of a series, especially when we get 3 games deep. This is something that Weibo have not found in this series. Their solo lanes having leads through.
Is he gonna send?
But
But like,
oh, I love that all out from Xiaosu. But does he really think with less resistance he can find this win? I guess with the fact that Junja,
I mean, I guess Junja's on the way.
Flashed over the fat wall. And now he's trying to run his way out, and he will survive. But good on Xiaosu standing up to a lane.
Actually, the last JDG game did 700 because we uploaded it like a day late, bro.
Out onto that flash is going to be huge. As much as the Rebel does a lot of damage, very immobile.
I will make the decisions there, brother.
Make things a little bit harder to play out. We have a look
Calmate,
at
calmate.
the item fronts. Nothing too exciting coming on through. I like the early pickup of boots coming through for a Cassiopeia. Doesn't that feel weird? Doesn't that feel weird?
I don't like it.
Every bone in my League of Legends body feels like it's wrong right now, looking at that.
Yeah, this is like, well, is Xiaohu putting the boots on Cassiopeia's hands? I mean, it can't go on. There's no feet. I don't know.
There's no feet.
That's a conversation for other people to have.
I see.
As much as it looks wrong, it will be really useful here. The Swifties just going to give you that extra little bit, weaving your way on through. I mean, as Cassiopeia players, you've got to be thrilled with being able to pick these up now.
Speaking on the boots, Honkyu,
Yeah. No, it would be really good to get this game out, Speedy. Yeah.
It's actually a game I really like it. Obviously, the double AP solo lane.
Oh my god. Oh hell no. Erhal's got flash if he wants it. No.
Love what Honkyu can do and what
I love how half the messages of first messages today of people coming in is just like, guys, did Bin rage quit BLG? Guys, did he rage quit BLG? Yes. Seemingly he has.
Instantaneously, so Really good of him to be able to get
It seems
away.
like he has
Still
gag.
Looking towards the bot lane, JJ looking for a pretty big flank right now, and he is going to find it, although Erha getting hit by the bubble might hurt.
Okay, there's a heroic charge. Into the Keeper's Verdict, double knockup. Gala then commits the flash, and the Ace in the Hole doesn't do enough damage yet, so as always, Gala knows exactly when he can find a window to wiggle on out of a potential dangerous play.
There's another one of
He'll
those
probably
pieces
land on
of
another
Erha.
big
One of the
team.
few pieces of hard CC that you actually have
I mean,
on this composition.
we don't know that, man.
Doesn't need to be hitting those. Still, he got hit by the bubble earlier on, which kind of delayed the full rotation.
I need to
You don't have to
put a
lose out
different no strip on because I
too
took
much.
this off after a
Flash
few
into
minutes
the
to try and refix it. One sec.
In the fog.
Whoa.
Gonna flash to get the cease and
Yeah, this guy's
desist down into the
dead.
tidal wave knockup, and the
Wow,
goalie,
okay.
that
Good
was
snap play from JDG. I
phenomenal,
took my eyes off the screen for a
Two
second.
kills
Sorry,
with a
guys.
snap of their fingers.
I love the replay right there of JDG. Hey, we've just been ganked onto. We're now going to get pushed in because we've lost out onto a summoner spell. Perfect time to bring your jungler in. And now they're going to be able to turn this one back around into the second Drake of the game. Really nice to see them being able to grab a lot of the objectives at the moment and keeping this composition that needed things going well for them early game ahead.
Yeah, not to rub salt in the wound of the region here. Well, actually, I can because I'm also still hold NA to a high degree. But we saw when BLG lost to 100 Thieves what happens when your Caitlyn Elise lane doesn't stop lane. And I unfortunately think that's what we're kind of getting set up for here if you're Weibo.
Yeah, this is part of why I was a little bit worried about the potential of the Elise or the Lux, to be honest. You need to win. Honkyu should just be able to walk himself away, and it's going to have wide-ranging impacts on the rest of this game. You do have a lot of damage. Sure, you've got the Rumble, you've still got yourself the Cassiope, you don't have to be the only damage, but you need your bot lane to be able to do something in this situation, to be as effective as possible, because you look at your opposite numbers, and the Lucian Nami will just do more in these late-game teamfights unless they're behind.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't got the value out of this combo that you really want. It's one turret plate, Elk is 0-2. It just stinks because I think you got to think that Elk had a really big hand in wanting to pick this bottom lane, knowing that he's played so much.
Thank you, Jibby.
Caitlyn and Arha. I don't.
Honestly, I've dealt with
I don't wanna
worse.
say he played no elite support games in the short window of time he
I've
had
dealt
to
with
play,
worse.
but I was
And
so
honestly,
happy
it's just
to
funny.
make
Oh,
that
hello.
call, and
They
it
want to
was
play on
all out
Honkyu.
like this
They
is
get the
real
stun on the wall as well.
hard
He's just dead.
into a beautiful combo.
Yeah, Junjie can't do
Come
anything
out
about
with
this.
Xiaohu.
Good
The
flash from
Emperor about
JJ.
to save Honkyu, and JJ says, hold on a minute. I'm going to try and rescue this early game.
Into the thinnest
Oh,
bit of
God.
wall that you
Another
possibly have. Junjie now has to jump
Oh, and he
away.
got his... Oh, God, he's dead.
Beautiful, JJ. Only problem here being...
Oh, Xiaohu's out of mana.
Completely depleted, or that would have been 2 kills.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Oh, that's
the
so funny.
unfortunate thing about not having fully stacked up that tier quite yet. Junjie could now look towards the bottom lane if he really feels like it.
Oh,
Still
I see.
fighting through.
Flash Cocoon comes down, but again, Elk with the tidal wave hitting him, he can't push out.
Yeah,
that
Elk was a
damage.
bit too far away to get the trap down, but now Zika's here, and he has Equalizer. I guess it's just a party in the bot lane for Zero. Xiaoshu is going to get a few plates top,
With everything fizzling out, I think the real winner here is
but the
again
Cassio is going there to cover.
Yeah, I mean, in the way that Xiaohu just getting so much through for himself, he's able to just constantly pull in this gold. Oh boy, I mean, in this game, what you really needed out of JDG was to keep the pace high, keep getting kills, and not allow a couple of key critical members to get gold. Well, Zika gets his own gold, Xiaohu gets his own gold. As much as Elk hasn't been getting ahead, I mean, you still do have to be worried about these other lanes.
It's a fair point, but now you do have the added effect of Xiaosu being able to match into either solo lane, because they're both AD as a Panic. Like, nobody's killing. Neither of them are going to kill him on his own. There's no real threat there. And Junjie will be able to pick up the Rift Herald with the fact that they have so much control to this side of the map. And all JJ can find in response is some stolen camps. And that's about it.
It's something, right? A little bit of injection of gold. We have yet to see a proper fight come through with multiple members. Instead, we're just going to get another gank, another dive.
Alright, so the Equalizer does some good
Oh,
early
man.
damage,
He
but
cannot
JJ
play.
just patiently waits for the wave to come up, and no Honkyu egg to save him this time. JJ is locked in.
Okay, they're kind of cross-mapping a bit, at least, this play.
Junjie, our game
Bro, Junjie.
Bailey looks for a mid lane play.
Oh my
Not a
god.
360 no scope. Oh,
What?
he's going after Arha.
What?
Nah, get
What?
JJ? Junjie.
Oh my
man.
god, this
It looked cool at
guy.
first, but that is a flat finish.
Oh my god, bro.
That was horrible. That's a horrible horrible way to have used the Rift Tower, especially because, yeah, you probably do jump back out onto a snap trap, but you are a Vi. You probably can still vault break your way back out again. You knew where JJ was. He was down towards the bottom side. He wasn't going to be able to stop you from jumping out with a steadfast presence. I think just going for the crash with the Rift Tower there is the better play, but they don't go for it in the end. It does, like you say, fall a little bit flat. And so we take a check-in at this game just 17 minutes in. We've obviously got another Drake spawning in less than a minute's time. And with first items just about coming through, this is where JDG are going to be in a very strong spot.
I'm
Actually,
not going to
two
blame
items on Gala. Holy.
Yeah, 2 items on Gala is really big. First strike gold, I guess, giving him a bit of that pushover on that category. And once again, Gala, biggest gold lead over Elk, really responding to the marquee AD carry matchup. I do want to quickly shout out Junja. I'm not going to flame you for your driving because you gave me the opportunity to say 360 no scope in a
That's true. So. He did hit the 360 no scope. If he'd have then managed to land it again, it would have been cooler. Gala, watch out.
Gala's really playing with fire.
You can tell both teams really beginning to set up around this bottom side for this objective.
Like, he's got cleanse, but he shouldn't be.
Heading back to base, potentially does have a teleport.
Shouldn't be excited to blow it.
As does
One thing that's been good though is they've been able to get these early drakes. So this third one really put Weibo on a lot of under a lot of pressure here. Even though it's only Cloud Soul.
Yeah, this is unfortunately a part where we got to bring the house, the kitchen sink, everything, the plumbing, everything down to this Dragon Pit. You cannot afford to give up a third Drake this early into a game. And Weibo know it. They're jockeying already for the Dragon's attention.
Still, I like what JDG is doing. They're just going to push their way through the mid lane. You can't hold this tower with just Elk. He doesn't have the wave clear. He doesn't have the threat in him at the moment. Really, the big wave clear that you've got at the moment is going to be Xiaohu, and he's still stuck in the top lane being pinned there by Xiaohu. So you need to just keep the pace of this up a little bit. Like you say for Wave, you can't afford to just be slow. That's a good little check of damage with the ace in the hole. You can see at the moment Elk doing a decent chunk, but nowhere near what Gala's going to be doing.
JJ is trying to be released.
Oh man. Oh, he just went into human form as well. I actually think Gala fucked up there. Gala should let the bubble start. Oh my bomber clot.
First strike, double tap, takes 40% of Elk's takes. And now Weibo, I don't know if he really can make this work. Junja's just going to smite secure the dragon nonetheless.
They're trying to one-shot Xiaoxu and they... Oh.
They're going to turn on the Xiaoxu. He goes all out, but he kind of works right back into Weibo. Flashes, equalizer comes down. It's a great
good disengage. They're out the... Oh.
Disengage. Look at the flash on top of Gala. Clench flash out of Gala will get him out. Weibo desperately want to claim some of these kills. They keep up the chase. They're unrelenting. But they're going to find...
Okay, they're out.
That's a grand heist right there out of JDG to be able to get away. JJ walking up, smiting away.
Oh, Honku, this is so greedy. What? Okay, oh,
Nice.
W wall.
That was 2 really nice plays from Honku right there. Not just their wall, but also
W
getting
wall.
that double stun off, allowing Ginger to be able to get away. And you said it, Slayer. You can't afford to give away the soul point this early on. Well, Weibo have, and that means they are on a severe timer. 4 minutes in the future, they have to fight for the next objective. Otherwise, giving away this Cloud Soul is going to hurt them so badly.
I still just worry about where reliable damage in this phase of the game is going to come through, because we have full scaling build for Xiaohu's Cassiopeia. Elk is pretty far behind the curve. I guess he will get to IE second. That will be big if they can get it before, you know, any Baron starts out, but there's still just so much more bite to JD Gaming right now. And you mentioned it, they don't
I'm gonna get
really
working,
care
yeah.
about having to
Yeah,
place
go for it, bro.
map with how they've
Got 3 games of decent-ish
You have that little
standing on.
extra just calm that you get from being this far up. You don't have to worry. You can sack off a couple of potential Drakes, and it just gives you that little bit of extra time to get that scaling up again. You talked about how much damage Gala was doing with the first strike and that initial double tap, but it's also just, he's got the rapid fire. He's hitting you so hard on that initial hit from so far away that it's so oppressive to try to play into. And again, you're in another composition without a true tank. The Poppy's not building full tank, you know? You've got yourself the Sun to Sky, so you just have to be very careful of where Gala is.
Oh,
like this.
yeah. There we go. JJ.
Boy.
He's chowing down on the calling for now, but...
Life would be much easier? Yeah. I know, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you're very close to dying to that.
I know, bro. I know.
That's going to be impressive. Honku as well, going to be able to grab that bot lane tower, and you now got a nearly 2,000 gold lead coming through for JDG.
And man. Even, you know, Copen maybe for Elk to have some damage back, but talking even further about Gala, he's got 2 cheaper components, but it's only a couple of gold off. He's going to have the IE at relatively the same time to get to 3 items that Elk will get to those 2 items. That is definitely going to be the story of a lot of these fights. But we still entered a bit of a lull state here as JDG are more than willing to kind of farm up, reach those item breakpoints, and if they can stall any sort of desperate Baron play, which they should be able to, Weibo are going to enter the real death spiral I like to call League of Legends games for some teams, where it's like, oh boy, we either have to give Baron, give Soul, or we have to fight to make sure that we don't have to give either of those, and that is such a tricky trap to find yourself in.
Really is. Yeah, the ace in the hole at this point not doing as much as Gala's first auto attack. That's a really rough situation to be in. And it really sucks for the man on Weibo, who we really highlighted as that key carry. Elk coming on over from BLG, and we were like, yes, this is going to be who takes them to the promised lands potentially. As much as Weibo as a team have been looking better overall. Elk in this series, first game he looks great, second game a little bit shaky, and in this one just hasn't been able to get anything going at all. Finally completes that eye edge, so he will deal a little bit of extra damage, but so has Gala for his 3rd item.
And this is the problem with picking Elise support. You feel so useless outside of this lane, and it's even further exacerbated by the fact that you have a double MR stacked Sante. You have Honkyu, who does now have that passive backup. Like, what targets can you even comfortably find?
Yeah, Gala knows he just needs to hit like a truck on that initial burst.
I mean, look at what you've got right here. On
Gala understands.
He's got himself the Koenig and the Unending.
Yeah.
Bro does not care. 0 cares given about any of the damage sources on the map right now, unless he's just stood there in the middle of everybody else, and that's pretty unlikely to have happened. It's exactly why I didn't like the idea of the Elise in this game. You need more hard commit CC. The only CC you've got available to you is JJ, who, to be fair, has been doing really well with those heroic charges, but you can't rely on that as your only true engage tool.
But if they have control of the river, it is a little bit weird for JDG to get in. Like traps, cocoons, Poppy.
To make a fight 4v5 in a clutch time, always that Poppy ult, super valuable as we end it, you know,
Wait, Loki.
mid-lane AGRAM style it.
I was about to say, I think he should just call the Rumble there.
Dashing forward to get a culling onto Arhan Zika. Doesn't get a ton of innate value, and Weibo are just going to try and charge down this dragon. There's the Keeper's Verdict.
Oh, Keeper's Verdict on Honkyu. That's kind of a big deal.
5 versus 4.
Junjia can't get in the pit.
I don't think he can find it. Cloud Soul has
It's a bit weird. It looks like they're going to try to take the fight. Rumble Equalizer is okay. It's not the best. Gala's going to kill Zika here. He's not really getting good crits, I don't think. I just don't think he crit. Oh, okay. He managed to get in on top of Erha. He's on a double. And the rest of JDG are frying now, finally. I think when he right-clicked Rumble there, I don't think he crit one time with 75% crit. Oh, he's got more. Look, he's got, like, bro, I legit, he just didn't deal damage to the Rumble with no armor items. That was so weird. He's got 95% crit.
Or just about doesn't land the stun over the wall, and the remaining members of Weibo will limp back out. But we talked about it. We were hyping this man up the whole time. Gala popping off in that team fight. He just completely splits himself off from the rest of the team. Usually a death sentence on an ADC. But it really is a fight on 2 fronts right here. Gala moves himself upwards. The only thing I'm surprised about is why Junjia didn't try for the steal right here. He just kind of never decides to go in over the pit until the last minute.
Here's where it becomes the Gala show. Ew. That damage is gross. Walks Zika down. Again, JJ does a really good job to kind of stall things out. Heroic charge using the inhibitor wall against his own team, but there just isn't enough damage with Weibo right now for this Poppy's effectiveness to really thrive.
No, I mean, as much as
the thing with this lane is they have to play for tower. I mean, a lot of the time, whenever I see Caitlyn pairings, the problem is that they never understand. So rarely do they understand. They just need to right-click the tower. Like, yes, like funny one-shot combo is very fun, but like you need to just be able to advance the game by getting plates. I don't even think it's that execution based, bro. It's literally just basic macro and like, do you have a good lane matchup you can abuse?
And that's the use you need to get out of an Anivia.
Yeah, and they're opening up so much space for Gala to really
It's like, I don't think that Weibo's understanding of this lane was correct. Oh. Yeah, Gala's dead as fuck. Bro. Oh god. Hit one. Forces Vampire to flash. Vampire's dead.
Repels on top of Vampire. 2 kills for Weibo, and now they've got to go all out for the Baron here.
I mean, when we're talking about ways to get back into this game, we should have expected that one of them could potentially be Gala overstepping, feeling overly confident. You've got that 4.
Well, trap line.
3v5 situation now to
Lucian,
try to deal with.
Lucian Nami dead. Oh, it's a horror.
Can try smite this away.
JJ has been one of the best.
Look at Erhar on the side.
We have in the LPL this split.
Honky's putting in a lot of work here. Can they take the fight, actually?
He is going to get a good shot at this.
Oh, he missed.
He's on Elk. He missed the Q, though. Oh, it's so weird.
Too early. Weibo patiently waited out, and they don't even reset the Baron. So now it has to be the solo lanes, and Xiaosu is in the all-out.
Oh, God. Oh, I feel so bad for Honkyu here. They're all so low. They're all so low, bro. Oh, my God. Does Erhar... No, he's dead. Bro, what a... Oh,
but what a complete and utter disaster.
The tar belt is coming out. The tar belt is coming out, bro. The tar belt is coming out.
Back of that fight around the Baron, however, because Junja with the Vault Breaker, he just shortcocks it slightly, doesn't actually land onto Elk, and it allows Elk to turn around and burn through him.
Oh my god.
I mean, you need better map
Gala.
that you cannot be stepping up that far onto the tower with no support of the rest of your team. This is just great from Weibo. They recognize
Bro,
that
not
Gala,
again.
they're a hell of a lot less vulnerable
Not again.
Turn it around. Now watch this. Junja decides not to just go for the steal, but actually to go try kill onto Elk.
Look
Over this wall
look
here.
how short. Oh, it's just shy, bro.
Elk right there. He does kill Elk, and that could potentially change the outcome of this fight. See, Elk gets so low.
Yeah, like Elk won't have enough HP to play. He can't play on 100 HP. He can play on 400 though.
I don't know if JJ would have made the call to not go for the 50-50, but I don't think they had. Maybe they had vision on Junja, so the steal would have been a tough spot. But regardless, that's all in the past. Now Weibo have bought themselves such valuable time to collect a lot of gold, and where I want to really point out the value of that is we've allowed Elk to start to slowly swing this AD carry matchup. As powerful as Lucian is, Caitlyn, when you get to 4 or 5 items, the range she has, she becomes so much more impressive. As JDG is looking for a flank again, gonna mark on the Honkyu, but no hero charge stun comes across, but they catch Xiaosu TPing in onto a trap.
Oh shit! Sorry. My bad. I black screened it. My bad. It's fine though. It's fine.
And I mean, that's the majority of your big ultis gone from JDG now.
Oh, they see it. They're going for
Honky's chunked. The anti have to flash. Oh god, Zika. They're actually just losing, aren't they? Gala's dead. Oh my god. Oh no. How do they keep getting away with this?
They are the nemesis of
They can't.
JDG.
They actually can't keep getting away with this.
Cannot put them out. Gonna be able to
Oh
balance
my
this cloud
god,
break.
they're gonna win.
And Slayer, this is now twice in
They're
a row
gonna win,
that
actually.
have gone for the soul and been unable to claim it.
And they're losing even more gold off the back of it. This Baron power play ticks over to a 3.5k gold swing. All of the gold lead for Weibo eclipsed off of that Baron, off of that team fight.
Yep.
JDG are sputtering, and they are running out of time to really find their form again to try and keep this series in their favor.
And hats off to Zika, goes for the flank once, goes for the flank a second time, now just going to drop the equalizer down onto this bot lane tier 2 tower, try to help out with the siege. I mean, you haven't been able to get as much use out of the Baron as you would have liked as Weibo, but it doesn't matter. You've managed to do everything you wanted to do with getting the gold back in your favor, and as you've been highlighting, Elk is finally actually online and dealing damage. Zika finally online, dealing damage. Now also has himself a Zhonya's to be able to go golden with. That's going to be that extra level of survivability too. It's not, you're not out of the woods as Weibo. You're not. But JDG, they have been put on the ropes all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, the items that are really powerful too, outside of Elk catching up, Bloodletter's Curse and a Void Stab.
Bloody hell.
So Xiaosu is kind of susceptible to AP damage by this point. He can get chunked out. And if we get the Zanyas completed for the scaling Cassiopeia, if we get what could be even more AP loaded into Zika, into another comp that does have an Enchantress support outside of this Cassante, Weibo's solo lanes still could do some really heavy lifting. And Weibo can still have a real shot now at the best birthday present they could give the General, a series win on his special day.
And we talk a lot, right, about how this Elise has fallen off, and it has. Ara's not doing that much at this point in the game, but so has your enemy jungler. Vi, at this point in the game, really doesn't provide too much. A little bit of CC, can potentially go for steals for things, but beyond that, you've just got way more use at the moment out of the Poppy, who's finally tanky enough to actually stand up to your opponents. You can see it right here, Weibo. They are in complete control of all of these lanes, mid and top lane. All of the top side jungle for JDG, fully in Weibo's control.
It's pulling Honku all over the map. Oh god, Cocoon hits Miasma. There's no way to dash. Honku gonna get away. Step-Out Presence gonna cancel Xiaosu's dash forward. Nice little look. But JDG, like I was trying to mention, need Honku on all these waves. He is the only reliable wave clear with a Lucian in the game to keep Weibo off more turrets.
If Gala is allowed to hit somebody, fully hit somebody with his 4, soon to be 5 items, he will shred through almost anybody. There's not really a member of Weibo that can stand up to him. But the thing about these team fights is that he's not being allowed to stand around. That's part of what we liked about the composition out of Weibo, with the equalizer, with the miasma, and just with the constant threat of a long-range elk hitting down onto you. How do you actually weave your way through these team fights as a Lucian?
Oh, dashing forward, he's lucky to have Juja that covers onto JJ. Cease and desist, Vault Breaker, whole combo onto JJ. Gets himself out, but he is hurting. And Baron's up in about 10 seconds, so he needs to get this reset in as quickly as possible and get back out on the map as JDG can shift their focus into the top river.
Yeah, but that's a couple of big ultis away from JDG right now, so you need to try to stall this out a little bit. If Weibo can re-engage right now, they've got all the ultis in their advantage.
Yeah, you lose a lot of the peel that Tidal Wave has been providing. Vampire's been really good with those. It's a good call out there, Bloxer. JJ heroically sprints back towards the mid lane. This is where everyone's attention is. Weibo are sacking side lanes, stacking against them, because they want to fight. They want to keep the momentum rolling to close out this series. Oh my god, Eldo! That is below 40% HP from Gallus culling. So now, Weibo, they can't really force into the Baron side.
No, at this
Yeah,
point,
it's really problematic.
Full reset, all of those big ultis will come back up. Yeah, you lose the culling, but that's absolutely worthwhile for JDG. They managed to stall everything out. And looks like people are just going to head back off. I don't remember the last time I saw somebody touch Botwave. I think Botwave's just been doing its own thing for a while, but without the Drake up right now, nobody really needs to think about it. Still, 40 seconds now until the Drake comes up, and a very interesting question emerges. For JDG, either of these are good. Baron or the Soul are great. You'd prefer the Baron overall, but you're not mad about giving up another one. For Weibo, it means you're getting pulled across the map, and you've got a lot of different angles to defend against.
They're still just holding strong, creating this sort
Oh,
of
JJ.
around of the mid lane
Decent
wave.
chunk.
Honku's damage is real now by this point as well. Gets the Flash Frost Glacial Storm combo, and JJ is down to about 60% HP. Still more just looking, prodding. Both these junglers daring anybody to look for an angle. Elk's damage, oh my god, double crit shot.
Oh, that is a problem.
Down to about
He has TP at
50%
least.
HP. He has teleport, he has the advanced recall. He now needs to get back into this fight as soon as possible.
Oh, I love this. I really like this out of JDG.
Yeah, JDG are just forcing them to go.
Up towards the top
Oh,
side
they've
of
got
the
they've got
map.
Cassio
Right now,
solo on it.
Xiao, who is gonna try to take
They've got
himself
Cassio.
out.
No, Cassio has to come over.
Late to this. No, he's
Oh
just
my
trying to
god.
stop and run.
Oh, it's so freaky. It's so freaky.
So good, zoning with the Glacial Storm, getting this chip damage that's slowly gonna start to hurt. JJ, can you get into this pit? There's the equalizer down. Honku has to flash out. Keeper's vertical.
Oh
engaged.
god.
Xiao.
Oh, Xiaohu. Xiaohu. He's frying. Wait, but the stun. Ah, Honku's dead. Another cocoon. Bro, Erha just carried that so hard. Bro, they're actually gonna do it. They're actually gonna do it. I can't believe it. It's so unreal. The Weibo curse, bro. The Weibo curse, bro. It's so insane.
Right down the mid lane, and they have Juja cornered. Zika flashing after him. He does get away for now.
Bro.
Might just be too long for JDG to save this series.
They've done it. They've turned this back around. That's the benefit of a snake with boots. And they're going to be able to take down JDG once again.
I
One
can't,
tower falls,
bro.
The second does as well. And a final keeper's verdict will
Watch
close
Gala
the
that fight.
series
I
out.
will. Oh my god, bro. What?
What a series. What a
They-
win there for Weibo.
I actually have nothing to say. Like, I actually have nothing to say. It like goes three different ways. It's like JDG only seems to be good against BLG, and Weibo just like they have the curse of the 2023 Weibo, like the spirit, the demon from that curse has just returned. Bro, no, we have to. What happened in that fight?
Weibo might find the series
What happened?
win here. Vampire's doing a good HP. He has
Oh, I love this.
Let's
Right
watch
now,
Gala.
Xiao, who is going to try to take himself down that Cloud Drake. He's now going to
Here
be
he
led
is.
to this. No, he's just going to have to turn
stops,
tail
he
and
stops.
run.
Yeah, he's after sprinting back up. JJ's getting chunked. Honku doing so good. Zoning with the Glacial Storm, getting this chip damage.
What happened to him?
JJ, can you get into this pit? There's the equalizer down. Honku has to flash
He just
out.
gets what?
Keeper's
Oh,
trying
I
to
see.
engage.
Oh, Xiao!
Pitted is
Xiao's
Xiao's gonna go after
Yeah.
and cut down a huge carry.
And-
Gala falls to the- it is
and
Xiao.
Heike,
Get into this pit. There's the equalizer down. Honku has to flash out.
he's just
Keeper's
culling the front line.
working.
Ah,
Xiao
GG.
pitted is Xiao who's gonna go after.
Oh my god, bro. What a horror. And he got my azimuth as well, yeah. Bro, what a disaster. This is just so weird. Look at the standings now, by the way. Are they up? Do they insta update on this? No, they don't insta update on Leaguepedia. But just for the sake of like the visualization here of this group, okay? JDG are now 4-3, and Weibo are also now 4-3. Oh man, it's just a complete fist fight in the top 4. It's just a complete fist fight in the top 4. It's just a complete fist fight in the top 4. Complete fist fight up here. Even down to the look at the not the series, the game score, like 10-6, 9-6, 9-6, and then 8-8, which this is gonna be I'm not sure if this has been updated. Actually, I'm not sure if these have been updated or not. But it's just so funny. What did you think of the intro thing? Intro thing is good. No, you should. No. Keep doing it. Do it for this one as well. If you can find, like, just start working on the video, and then if you can find a moment, ideally in the first game. Or do you know what? Just to tell you, no. I know exactly what you can do. There is a moment, guys. You're watching us. Oh, you know what? Shit. One thing, yo, guys, on YouTube. Sorry, Hakeem. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out. That's the LPL co-stream portion of the stream done. I'm gonna turn the stream off now. We're still gonna hang out on Twitch for like a little bit, but not too much longer, because as you can probably tell and see, I'm ill, so I don't want to really overexert myself today, and my throat is kind of already sore. So yeah, thank you for hanging out. I will see you guys later. If you want to come over to Twitch, same handle as it is here on YouTube, on Twitch. So yeah, thank you for hanging.